How's it going? How is everybody doing? Thank you all for coming out. We're going to be taking a look at the brand new, well, I mean, newish, been out for like a month or two. The Qidi PLUS4. I guess they're rebranding their X series now to the just Plus series rather than the X Plus, the X Max, whatever. Branding names are changing. So we're going to be hanging out, unboxing it, and we're going to be testing it. So bright green extension cord is hooked up to the solar panel battery, which I can read direct wattage from. If for some reason we need something further, I've got a clamp meter so we can measure watt draw of this printer. This printer will be receiving a firmware update only after we try some things out on it. So I'm excited. I hope you all are too. Get subscribed, leave a like, and hey, huge thank you to Bearded Printer and Mad Cat for donating roughly $5 each. Thank you guys to help keeping these streams ad-free because, it's pretty awesome. Brandon's asking if my garage has fire insurance. Technically it should, but it would not be covered from something like this. So, fun thing though, it's made of concrete. There's really not a lot of flammable things in here, so we got that going for us, which is nice. We're going to be checking Qidi's claims. They seemed a little nervous in the emails that they were sending when I told them I was going to be testing this stuff live, but I don't really care. Love you guys, but, ultimately, I have a job to do when it comes to content-related things. Sorry, I need to cool it down a little bit in here. It is quite toasty. Where's my temp sensor? There's no way it's 78 in here. Oh, it's 78 and 80%, 78% ambient humidity. There you go. That's the temperatures in here. It sucks. So maybe I should leave it on dehumidify. I turned it over to cool. Maybe I should turn it to dehumidify. Anyways, we're going to be, I'll turn it over to dehumidify. We're going to be taking a look at the brand new PLUS4. This one is running that old firmware that theoretically has some issues in it. So I say we just dig into it. What do you guys think? Qidi did send this over. There's affiliate links in the description should you decide you want to get it. This is not a review. These are just my opinions on the machine for what we see. Anyone that puts out a review without months and months and months of extended wear and tear testing is attempting to deceive you. Don't listen to them. There is just no way. Yes, you can review how a printer immediately prints out of the box, but pretty much nobody that has put out a review of this machine when it first came out noticed the overheating issue for the chamber heater. So basically, whatever content that you guys see online, take it with a grain of salt, right? Hell, even our content, take it all with a grain of salt. Use common sense, look at the release dates, and, decide, is this a review? Is this paid? And things like that. And remember, we are legally required to disclose any money and any relationship that we have with companies when it comes to doing reviews, products that could have some sort of sponsorship related to it. So if a creator who's clearly gotten a product for free has not done that, grain of salt. That's all I'm going to say on that. Max H with the $5 says, don't force it, get a larger hammer. That's right. With a large enough lever, I too can move the world. Let's see what's going on. That's actually pretty smart, putting the official website right there on the box. It is double wall thick cardboard, so definitely like to see that. I already see some things I'm not a huge fan of. Polystyrene, but I'm a bit of a packaging dork, so, I don't know. Take that with a grain of salt, I guess. I don't like polystyrene as a packing material. While it is infinitely recyclable, fun fact, a lot of places just don't do that. So we got a USB drive. I'm Let's see. Have any branding on you? Oh, look at that. Qidi's got their own branded flash drives now. That's kind of cool. Credit where it's due. I have no idea about the quality of it, and I'm not going to be checking it. So remember, do not use stock flash drives. Just buy quality flash drives. It's not worth losing a print over. Got some good foam here. Decent foam will be used in an upcoming project where we basically custom and recustom build Miss Victoria's cat tree. That's going to be fun. We've got... Is this a glass panel? Why is this so heavy? What are you attached to? Am I missing something? I should let me just look at the quick start guide together. Let's just look at that quick start guide together. Brad says, if I had a nickel for every time a Qidi printer had a fatal flaw, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Steven Z says, this is not heavy. You just skip the gym too much. I'm afraid of the gym. But, you know. Oh, okay, that does come up together. Well, that's weird. But, okay. Sure. Yeah. And that's fine. All right. Nick T says, real man don't read the manual. Well, then you all call me out for not reading the manual, so I don't know. This did show up when we were at 3D Printtopia, so we picked it up right before Hurricane Milton came through. The bottom of the box did get wet, so if there is any water or whatever inside, that's not Qidi's fault, that's the Hurricane's fault. We have some corner brackets that I really should... I gotta empty the trash bag that's in here. Amber's here. Amber's going to be coming on stream at some point today, I am told. So that should be fun. So we got this, but there's a panel in here. So I'm like, not exactly certain what you're supposed to do. So I'm going to just like gently set that off to the side and we'll see. We have some more foam, different thicknesses of foam for different areas of the machine. That's interesting. I guess they've theoretically done a study and decided what areas of the printer were more important than others. Grasp the machine by the top handles and take out the machine. Weight about 31 kilograms. That's very heavy. I'm going to set this table down as far as it will go. Big shout out to FlexiSpot for providing that table. This makes my life mildly easier, but I still need to lift this thing a stupid... Oh, dude! The handles are in the... At least they're in the top. Oh, this is going to suck. There's no way this doesn't suck. Is there a better place to grab this thing? I really don't like it in the bag. I'd rather have it out of the bag. Well, we're just going to send it, I guess. It's going to get a little bit weird on camera, so I'm sorry. We're going to make this happen for you guys. Let me see what I can do here. Oh, geez. All right, we're going with plan B, which is exactly what Brandon suggested, which is to cut the box. So I don't really like cutting boxes in case that there is some sort of like issue and I have to send the printer back. Hello? Why did you just make noise? I'm not certain. In case there's an issue with to send the printer back. But I have tape for that, I guess. I don't know. I can see the box is fastened with staples on this side, so maybe we'll get lucky and it won't be glued. Or is it also glued? It might also be glued. Those are big staples. All right, never mind. All right, we're going to box cut the sides here. Wait, I have an actual tool for this. I have an actual cardboard knife. It is designed specifically for cardboard. It is from Canary, I think. I'm going to go get it because This is one of those situations of right tool for the right job. Don't dull your knives on cardboard. Get an actual cardboard knife. So, love my cardboard on my desk because it is that effing useful. Also, huge shout out to Printed Solid for sponsoring some filament giveaways. We will be giving away some filament today on stream, which will, at least for a few of them, include the brand new, currently on sale, if you watch this before Halloween 2024, Jesse's Elixir, which I know pretty much everybody, myself included, has been waiting for. Oh no, that's not good. I kicked the USB splitter that I have. That's no bueno. Sure, put it back together. All right. This is a Canary cardboard knife. It is not sharp. It is semi-serrated. It is designed to cut cardboard, and these things are awesome. So, use it wisely, obviously. CJ Hobbies with the $5 says, for the shed rebuild fun, thank you very much. BLD Design says, toward ad free. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Greatly appreciate it, everybody. Yeah, we do ad-free streams while we are live so that you get an uninterrupted watch experience and can enjoy it. All right. We're going to take the Canary knife. Now, if any of you are used to cutting boxes with metal knives, like, you know, a snap knife or a utility knife, I want you to watch this. Oh, hitting foam. We can get through it. Boy, cardboard gets thick. But because it's serrated, it goes through. Oh, God, the cardboard gets very thick. Oh, nope, that's foam. Okay, we can get through this. We have a serrated knife. Get through the foam. There we go. All right, I got around it. You can get through this stuff like stupid fast, and because it's serrated, the knife doesn't dull. Andreas Grunler says the biggest quest is, can you lift the printer without hurting your back? Well, my back already hurts, so technically no. Astro Lemonade says, hey there, I recently watched a video about 3D manufacturers that force people via contracts to give only positive reviews. Is Qidi in the same pot, or did you buy a unit from your own money? I do not sign those agreements. So this, I did not buy this. Qidi did provide this to us. However, there is no contract signed. There is no like forced requirements, and anybody that agrees to that, honestly, they've lost all credibility. In my opinion, they've lost all credibility because they've sold their soul. Whoops. Damn it, camera. No. Stop it. Oh, the camera's app isn't even open. Oh, no. 1 second. It might mess up the camera. But it's now tracking me, and I don't want that. Position 1. There we go. But yeah. I think that video was posted in our Discord. I watched some of it. I didn't watch all of it, but from the bit that I did watch, it was a great video from YGK, I think. Go check it out if you don't know what I'm talking about. But I will say, FL Sun did reach out to us, but we did get an email stating that they're getting like negative bot comments and none of it's true, and we should try to help them. I'm like, no, that's not my responsibility. That's your responsibility. I am not paid to market for you guys. I don't even have an FL Sun printer. So, no, it's not how this works. I'm getting encoding overload errors. Are we angry right now? This computer just started up. Shouldn't be angry. Oh. That's really weird. Hold on. I gotta fix something. Something is not right. We keep pinning the CPU to 100%. And I'm actually not certain as to why, so give me just a second. I think I know what it is. see if that fixes it. No, that didn't. Well, then I don't know what it is. That sucks. What is hitting the CPU for so much? Google Chrome. Specifically this one tab. I'm going to end the task. Hopefully it doesn't destroy the stream. Let's find out. It was the YouTube tab. That's no surprise. YouTube live streaming tab is always a complicated thing. Okay, it didn't take us down. Sweet. Is it happy? Yep, it's way happier. Okay. All right. Literally needed to reset a tab. Who knew? The have you tried turning it off and on again? It actually works. Okay. Yeah, we have never accepted money for a printer review. I have asked companies for money in the past, but that's to do like a big project with their machine, with varying, results. But we're not really a review channel. I don't believe in doing reviews very early. I think that it's disingenuous and really just a way to get like affiliate sales, which, like, I get it. It's how we can pay our bills, but guys, at some point it doesn't make sense. So yeah, moving on from that, TLDR, grain of salt, everything that you see, and I don't know, trust but verify, probably the right way to do it. Yeah, it was all around the new T1 Pro. So anyone that's released a review on a printer that's only been out for a couple of weeks, sorry, that's not a review. It's not how this works. All right, let me, that's why you see me call this an unboxing. It's not a friggin' review. I've got some foam in here too that we need to kind of move around. I'm like in my head trying to figure out how to get this thing out of the box. I guess I can cut the whole... Yeah, cutting the whole panel off is probably going to make the most sense. Andrew Rogers, the $10 for the tab reset fund. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I guess I got to heart the comment. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Let's see. I guess I'll just cut the cardboard. There's really not much else you can do, right? I should go get my little mini chainsaw that we have, but I don't want to dull the blade on the cardboard. Wait, this is going to make the box, like, totally unusable. Whatever. It's going to be what it's going to be. Ooh, it's hard. Oh, because the cardboard got wet. I'm like, why is this so hard to cut? Because it got wet. And so it doesn't want to, it just wants to tear. It doesn't want to, like, rip. I'm also cutting against the grain of the cardboard. So I have to go above where it got a little damp. There we go. Take a piece of cardboard off. Good enough. All right. So I guess, like, we'll slide it out as we push the box forward. Does everyone feel confident about that? I don't know if I feel confident about that, but I don't know what else to do, so. That. And. I mean, I could wait for Amber, but. So I've got the printer on the stool that's over here. Uh-oh. What is it setting on? Oh, cardboard corner. Okay. All right. I got to get this box out of the way. So give me a second to do that. Oh, whoops. It hit the camera. Come on back. The camera is on a wall mount, which actually makes it like crazy convenient to still work in this garage, even though there's a bunch of like filming equipment in here. Is that enough? I don't know. Probably fine. Hey, BLD Designs. Oh, John's number the $2 says, here's the money I promised you for a good review. $2. I mean, look, man, my time's not that cheap, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Thank you, sir. It's hard when you're going so low to using your non-dominant hand. BLD Designs with the 5 memberships. Thank you very much. Can I use the mouse on this? I can. Let's go. BLD Designs with the 5 memberships. TJ, Brandon, Spectre V3I, Alan Kilgore, and FF were all gifted memberships. Thank you all for being awesome. Woo! It's heavy. So I guess we can, like, tear it open and stuff. I don't know. Let's go. Let's, here. We'll use the sharp-ish snap knife. Should be sharp enough. Oh, that's not sharp at all. That is so dull. Oh my gosh. All right, forget it. It's Kid at Christmas time. Just open the friggin' thing. That is actually kind of cool with the handles that go on the inside. That's credit where it's due. Honestly, this looks just like a... Why... Guys, if everyone's just going to copy Bamboo, can we just, like, co-brand it and be done with it? Like, please? These handles are super nice, though. That is... More companies should take note of that. But I will say, I would love some handles or a cutout at the bottom as well, because carrying something like this is not always as easy as picking it up from the bottom, right? It just kind of depends on where you want the weight to be. This is better than nothing, to be clear, but it could be better. It's definitely improvement from the PLUS4. So, you take your wins where you can get them, I think. Oh god. One of those cases where you definitely take the wins where you can get them. Alright. A lot of non-recyclable plastic. Maybe recyclable? I don't know. Plastic, I'll tell you that much. I don't like it. It's like, oh, one company started wrapping their printers in plastic. Everybody should do it. How to piss off a company in 5 minutes, right? Oh, yep. I'm dropping... Am I dropping packets again? Come on. Dang it, Spectrum. I can see that I am. Let me pull up a ping test and verify. Let's do a ping test. Which I know doesn't actually tell you much other than line jitter. But, hey, gonna do what I can. All right. Andrew Raj says, the handles are in the perfect lift with your back using a sharp jerking motion location. Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. I want it a little bit higher up, so I am forced to kind of lift with my legs and not with my arm, or and not with my back. Someone that's got a bad back, it's not a lot of fun. So, all right, we got to attach the screen. Okay, does the manual tell me where the screen is going to be? Is it on there? No. No, I'm like having to look at the camera to see if it's on there. No, there's no screen on there. Oh, there's a box under the printer. I can see it in the box. There's a box in a box. Yo, dog. I heard you like... Oh, there's a couple of boxes. Oh, this is at the bottom. Oh, no. That's not good. That's not good. That's... That's not Qidi's fault, so for some reason it doesn't work. That one's on Hurricane Milton, not qiditech. Ooh, this box got wet. This box got wet. Let's hope the screen is wrapped. Please, please be wrapped up. Dang. Oh. I don't see any moisture. The box definitely had some moisture. I don't see moisture on this. We're just going to send it. There's nothing that we can do other than send it. That is really nasty. Oh, look, a sample of filament that's PLA Rapido. Is everyone just using Rapido now as a term? I think that's not their filament. Oh, look, there's the other instructions that you can actually only see after taking the printer out of the box. Is that just a really thick piece of paper? It's so hard to tell because paper is going to be like, yeah, fresh water is fine, salt water is bad. It's just rainwater. The garage is not perfectly sealed, and you know, yeah, it's in trouble. They include a spare fuse, tools, Ethernet cable, hilariously. Whatever the heck this thing is. A flathead. A scraper. How sharp is it? Dull enough. And a little bit of glue, which is not leaked out. So that's a good sign, I think. It smells a little weird, though. Everything smells a little musty, right? Oh, yeah, this cardboard's got quite damp. At least the printer is okay. Power cable. Great. Once again, not my favorite spool holder, but it's something. Looks like they want you to put it there, probably. Yep, because your inlet's right there. We've talked about this before. I don't like filament on the sides. I like it on the top or on the bottom. But thankfully, this is a Bowden connector, so if you wanted to just run a Bowden tube up to the front, you could. Charsman013 says, what about saltwater, then freshwater? Video coming soon. Yep. And that's all I got to say about that. Video coming soon. That's going to smell. That's going to smell so bad when we open it. That's going to smell so bad. Yep, that's damp. It's got that damp cardboard feel, right? You all know the feel, right? You guys know the feel. All right. We're now at a point where I can put the screen on. No, everything is so dirty. We're probably fine. I'm going to bring the table up a little bit. Bearder Printer says I understood that reference. That's right. And you'll only know that if you're in our Discord. Oh! Yeah, no, that hurts. That sucks. I gotta get a better turntable. So, while we were at Printed Solid, which you guys will see soon, we got to check out their repair center, where I learned about the turntables they use. And I am very excited to build one on this channel because, my gosh, I need that in my life. All right, we're going to plug in the cable. Click it in. It's got a nice little cable management area to keep the cable from getting in the way. I like it, I like it. And then you slide it through. Where's the the USB's in the back again. Qidi! 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 Stop it. Stop putting the USB on the back. Please. It's a bad spot for USBs. It's... Ugh! That's frustrating. I don't like USB in the back. It's here. The front of the printer's here. I know that a lot of you are going to use Wi-Fi, and that's fine, right? That's going to be what it's going to be. But for those of us that want to maintain a air-gapped and reasonably secure network, yeah. Anyways, pain in the butt. Some more plastic that just holds the glass door in place. So now we are officially in Uncle Jesse territory. Oh, that was for the handle. Is this glass? It is glass. All right, so that's something to note here. So Qiditech, in my opinion, has always been like the... If we're going to... Sorry, that was a good peel. They've always been the... we're going to injection mold everything out of plastic. And, like, the printer is still plastic. This is much, much better looking than the PLUS4 series. The glass door and the glass lid are a very nice addition, in my opinion. It does add a ton of weight, but glass, in my opinion, insulates better, and quite frankly, I just prefer it. So this little metal piece, that's your door handle. James Kerbal says, poor Clayton, he will never live that down. But you know what? While I get that that does suck, like, don't get me wrong, it sucks, right? That is probably, like, one of the easiest marketing things for him to do. So, like, you know, he could have gone down the path of, no one show it, right? I don't want to see it. But instead, he's like, screw it, I'm going to embrace it. And he's got a background in this stuff. He is a very, very smart guy. And actually, I think I've got a... it's a hex key. I think I've got some unread messages from him at the moment. We've been talking about something. And his beard appearance has definitely got more exposure. So, yeah, and he did. He got a ton more exposure because of that incident. And you know what? Honestly, good for him. He rode that wave exactly the right amount of time. Right? And I think he did a very good job of handling it. He did it in a very professional manner. Was never rude or accusatory. Yeah. So, Brian says, so basically it's a P1S. No. It's closer to an X1E as far as I'm aware than a P1S if we're going to make the obvious bamboo comparison here, which Qidi probably won't like me doing, but I really don't care. It's what the industry is going to compare it to, so going to be what it's going to be. Because this thing does have a chamber heater, which if you've seen last week's Print Fix Friday, that should have been like 163, I think. Ahmad, if you want to go ahead and post that, you can. This machine actually has some problems where its firmware does not limit the chamber heater, and it can actually cause some damage to the SSR, and that whole relay board, which, it's tracking me again. Dang it, camera. There. So that's something that we're going to have to look at. And so I have my meters, and we have the extension cord of science that is directly connected to the solar system. Well, my solar PV photovoltaic system, so that we can measure its watt draw before and after, since I have the latest firmware on this USB drive. I will give Qidi credit. Within 12 hours of, 14 hours of that video being posted, they reached out. So on a Saturday afternoon, they reached out and they said, hey, we've already pushed a solution for this. It's firmware. And I was initially happy with this. I said, okay, that's better than nothing. But the Discord actually reminded me that, well, future firmware updates could disable it, community firmware could disable it, and there's no hardware limitation on this. A firmware limitation is still defeatable, especially when you have an open cloud architecture, which unfortunately they do. So, things that maybe potentially somewhat could change in the future. Only time will tell. I need some cutters because we've got some zip ties that we need to cut. So we can move the machine here. These are nice zip ties, nice and strong. Keeps everything from shifting in transit. We can move that out, get the cardboard off. There is some tape in here for the activated charcoal chamber filter, which is really not a chamber. It's exhaust, best way to describe it. Be careful with activated charcoal. Sometimes it's a little, how you doing? Some people will be sensitive to this stuff where others won't be. I am, as far as I'm aware, not sensitive to activated charcoal, so this is currently fine. But it can leave dust and particles in the air while you're messing with it, so put it in upside down. Mess with it as little as possible. John says I'm off for 2 weeks as I change jobs. You're changing jobs? Oh no. I hope everything's good. We have a rubber wiper here, some sort of like PEI sanding surface, and their weird nozzle thing. Is there a poop chute? What? Oh, thing beeped. There is a poop chute. Why are companies doing that? It's a little upsetting. They do have instructions on the back for the spool holder. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, cool. John says, no, it's good. After 8 years of GoPro, I decided to move on. I'm going into automotive LiDAR. That's super cool, dude. Congratulations on the move. I'm just kind of looking at, trying to take this whole thing in for what it is. It's an interesting concept. I would like to see it done a little bit better. Okay, so we got the cables and everything. We got to get the stuff off of the bed. I'm going to turn the printer to face me so I can more easily work on it. Once again, the camera is tracking me. And I'm going to turn it to face me. Something my physical therapist has told me, some good practice for lifting, especially for people with bad backs, is to clench your abs as you do it. So, yeah. John Stern says, and I managed to get both a leaving bonus and a signing bonus. Hey, that's cool. You know what? I should leave this plastic sheet on the bed for right now so I don't get it too nasty. We've got some hex keys. Is this the same as the one that's loaded? It is. Let's go. Really small screws. Oh, okay. It's a completely separate piece of plastic. You know what? I don't hate that. That is one of the pain in the butts with the bamboo, is that the screws are kind of hard to get. That's nice, you know, having a dedicated way to pull out the screws with a little piece of plastic. That's not bad. I hate that it's plastic. It could be a piece of cardboard the screws are screwed into, but hey, whatever. Again, I think going green and making conscious efforts to going green is not too difficult. This is an improvement from, other ways like having to fiddle around greasy lead screws. So we have a dual Z 4 smooth rods with some beefy bearings on it. The camera up here. Core XY thingamadoohickey. We have to first go up. First have to go up. And then we can pull out to see the hot end. Oh, that's a filament cutter. Okay, do you just like push yourself to the front to cut the filament? Where do you cut the filament? Oh, nope, you push yourself over there to cut the filament. Okay, so they're using a mechanical cutter similar to bamboo, but they're moving to the front right of the machine to do it. It's kind of interesting. I don't mind that. Let me get you guys in there a little bit closer. So, yeah. They're using the old style of connectors. So they've gone the way of most companies at this point, where they're using multiple daughter boards. Bamboo started with this multi-wire bundle. Here, let's enhance even further for you all with this multi-wire bundle. But eventually they ended up moving to a ribbon. I'm not certain how I feel about that, but it's a thing. So, Spectre V3I says that top down of the build plate looks small. Its build volume XY is 305. It's actually a relatively decent build volume machine. Does the manual say what this? I think the Z's like 280 or something. Let me see if it says it in the manual. Because off the top of my head, I don't remember. And that would have been smart, but you don't always get that out of me, and you know that. Give me the specs on the printer. Or don't, I guess. Okay, so the rated power is 450 watts, then a 400 watt chamber heater. 305 by 305 by 280. Okay, I was right. Its outer dimensions are 505 by 487 by 550, so not bad. X-axis is 10mm hollow steel shafts, dual independent lead screw motors for the Z. Chassis is steel. So, you know, it's not too bad. They're using thermocouples rather than thermistors, theoretically. Bimetal nozzle. Okay. Okay. All these printers look heavy. Ribbon cables work well. My Craftbot IDEX uses ribbons, and that machine was intended to work 24/7 for years. I've had no issues with them. Yeah. At least on the bamboo, I preferred the old style cables. They were going to be easier for me to work on. Oh, the perspective of the camera makes it look smaller. No, there's... I don't know. Do I have an average human hand size? I don't know. Yeah, the camera's got a wide angle. If I take the wide angle off, it'll... Here. That might help a little bit. So now you don't have as much of a fisheye. But I like it on because it gives you guys a better overview. Oh, geez. Am I good? Hey, I'm good. Let's go. It's cheap. It's fine. I can just wait for the comments to come in. F's in the chat. F's in the chat. Now, I like the top down a little bit. I've actually been trying to buy some used GoPros lately. Trying to get like some more Hero 7 Blacks. That was my favorite era. Oh, did I mess up? I might have messed up the threads. You all might not have this. Oh no. Find your threads, right? Did I mess up threads? I don't think I did. For top down. I took it off to show something. Now I got to get it back on. Oh, wait. Wait. I got it. I think it's on. It might fall off. We'll see. That'd be a lot funnier if it did. Smack me in the head or something. Okay. Brent asks, will I be getting a K2? I'm not going to buy one. If Creality wants to send us one to look at, by all means, I'll take a look at it. The John says Hero 7 Black. Wow, that's old. Yes, but it is the last GoPro that has HDMI out built into the GoPro, which is like something that I really like to have as a creator, because I can use it as, you know, more than just an action camera. That, or there was a deal on the Hero 10s off of eBay, was selling them for like 150 or 100, yeah, I think it was 150. I should have taken that, because not having that that front screen to show you everything kind of sucks. But yeah, I have actually any of the footage that you've seen that looks like it's taken on a GoPro is taken on a Hero 7 Black. So I do quite like it. I paid, you know, I buy my stuff used, so I paid a little, not too much for it. There's a good peel for you. Great peel. Gotta love it. A deal on a Hero 10 or later with a media mod will get you the HDMI. Exactly, but now I gotta have a media mod. Now there's the media mod that has to be a part of it too, which is not always something that I want to have on me. Be curious to know why they did that, but meh. All right, a power input on the side, which is actually nice. Credit where it's due there. A lot of printers do power on the back, which can be a real pain to get to. So, Filthy Phil says it's almost Prusa Award announcement time. Okay. I mean, nothing I can do. I'm not in the running, so this is my normal streaming time. There's nothing I can do. So, John says that the Hero 13 has a close-up lens, which is useful. Yeah, I did see that. And GPS returned, which is nice to see. I don't know if I will use the GPS personally, but yeah. I mean, if you want, I can pull out my old Hero 3. If you want to talk old school. Well, it's good to know the reasoning behind it. He said the reason is due to the change of processor and the fact that most customers don't use HDMI and don't want to pay for it, which is understandable. That's understandable. All right, let's see if I can get you guys a bit of a view here. Let me turn on the webcam. Let's see what that's going to look like for you. Why does a camera need GPS? For me specifically, I don't have a huge need for it, but for people that do like motorsports stuff, having GPS is actually really nice. In case you lose your camera, you can find its last known GPS location. So, all right, let's get this thing booted up. Hey, the screen works. That is awesome. Very glad the screen works. And yes, Ashley, you're really late. It's okay, though. We still love you. Johnson says, I led the development for that close-up lens well in every other lens for the last 8 years. That's cool. That's cool. I didn't know that. You learn new stuff every day. I gotta really figure out how to, like, deal with the, yeah, I literally just need to make, like, blinders for that so it doesn't get blinded by the studio lights in here. Weird. Come on, get past this part. All right, let's go. English. Next. Next. Remove the zip ties. I did that. Remove the screws. I did that. Please make sure the platform is clean and unlocked. It probably is. It is. We've got the bed moving up. I should really just keep this glass panel off for you guys, because I really don't think that there's too much of a reason for it. And yes, there was something about these potentially catching fire on PrintFix Friday. So, yeah. And while they did send a firmware fix, I'm not 100% convinced that is the right move for all this. Oh, I still have the that front panel off. I'm going to put that on real quick. Yeah, I don't think, you know, after talking with the Discord, who, you know, also voiced their opinions, and I think that the Discord is right on this one. And I talk about it on Friday's video, don't worry, which I've already filmed Friday's video, so I don't actually know how this is going to be. But, yeah. Spectre V3i says, there may be a firmware fix, but you know, Grant, he won't update it. Hey, Spectre V3i, there you go. There's the updated firmware on a USB stick. We will be doing the update. They do have an offline procedure. I am not installing the spool holder. Are you going to really make me install the stupid spool holder? You might. You might make me install it. I don't want to. I think it's a really dumb place for it, but... what printed solid filament do we have? Ooh, we got some army green we'll use. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. My allergies are acting up. That's the worst, man. Hate allergies. Oh, yeah, no, you're not, no. There's no chance that comes apart. So I am going to steal a bit of PTFE from this. I don't know. I think that's to the, whatever. Different printer. No big deal. Let's get some Army Green PLA. It's fine. The spool can just sit next to the printer. I don't want to put the spool on top of the printer. Spectre V3i says my purchases are on firmware from 2017. I am running 3.8.3 on the Mark 3S's right now. It works. There are some nice new features in the latest one that I might. Yeah, so this is the firmware that probably burns, and we're going to test it. We're actually going to check watt draw and things like that. Corresponding nozzle temperature 210. So far, this is actually pretty nice. But yeah, I think they should have some sort of like breaker, resettable fuse of some sort. I don't think a firmware solution is the right solution for this. It does heat fast, which is very nice. Here, I'll see if I can get you guys a little bit closer to that. Okay. All right, we can select the load button. Okay. We are officially loading filament. I'm going to move this up just a smidge so it's a little bit easier for me to get to. So because of that, I'm going to change to this for you guys, because I think that's going to be a better move for you all to see stuff. So we're supposed to keep pushing load until we see filament come out. This filament could be damp. Not gonna lie, it's been in this garage for an entire hurricane, so could be damp. I had to purge out all the stuff that they had in there. Okay. Let me get out of there. Give me that. Thank you. Okay, we got to perform leveling and resonance. So auto calibration, PEI plate is properly placed. Click the button to start the thing. It should be fine. What are you allergic to? Booger sugar. No. I think it's just pollen and crap in the air. I don't know, man. Yeah, Ashley says the thermal model BS is a massive failure. I do agree. Brandon said, do you think PLA will ever be dethroned as the #1 filament? No, I don't. Maybe if PHA starts to catch on, potentially, because PHA is actually biodegradable. We are working on a video about it, which is funny. We have some PHA filament, which is super cool. Yeah. I think PHA could be a contender, but it's a very soft filament, which can make it problematic for people. I think, you know, I think there's some value to it. Mic? No, I can see my mic working. Can you guys not hear me? Can you not hear me? Are we good? Okay, we're doing heating and bed leveling and stuff like that. So here, I will pull you guys back a little bit so you can see what's going on there. You can see the bed is moving up and down. PHA warps a lot. It needs some additives. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can see it got angry there for a bit. My bad. Nothing I can do. Right. I need a piece of paper. Really, we're not at the point where we can just do auto Z offset. Because, like, other machines definitely can. I would much prefer to see auto Z offset on these machines than what it does currently have. I need a regular sheet of paper, which is easier said than done. Well, I'll just use a page out of the manual, I guess. Oh, that's almost dead on. Actually, I think that I'm actually happy with that. Spectre says, are you the one that said a bamboo steel sheet fits in Mark III S Plus? It does. It does. Wait, I still have to Come on, guys. I shouldn't be manually doing bed leveling in 2024. You know, I really shouldn't be. I shouldn't be doing this. Man, what a unique design for a tool head in bed. Okay. All right. So, to some extent, yeah, I get it. Wait, are these bolts? Where's the thumb? Oh, there's the thumb piece. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. There is no amount that I like this. Because there are so many ways for me as an end user, even, you know, someone who kind of has some experience to screw it up. Like, there's so much ability even for me. The thumb piece in it is really, really tough to grip onto. And like, the problem with this is that as you're moving everything, you're also adjusting the spring at the same time. Anyways, I don't like this. I think that this is archaic, and companies should not be doing this anymore. Sorry, Qidi. I don't agree with this. Oh my gosh. The freaking thing to grab onto is so difficult. It's got a nut on the bottom. Do they include a nut driver? Nope. They don't. Oh, well, maybe. Is that what this is? Let's find out. Yeah, I don't... Oh, yeah, it's what that is. Okay. All right. I guess this is fine. But again, for an $800 printer, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, apparently with the new firmware, I don't have to do this. Well, too bad. The nut is not doing the leveling. It's not? Ah, crap, it's not. Oh, no. The nut's not doing leveling. Oh, that is so stupid. Don't give me a tool that fits. Come on, Qidi. Do better. An $800 printer in this market should not do this, in my opinion. Sorry, Qidi. I think you've missed the mark on first-time user experience. No offense, but it's my opinion. I think the mark has been missed here. Oh, man. I wish I could easily show you how difficult this is, because it is unreasonably difficult. And I do not think that this is an appropriate measure in this industry. I don't like that. I'm sorry. I really think that the mark has been missed on that one. It is really difficult and painful to do that. So this is why I want companies to do more firmware testing and more hardware testing and more user testing. Feeler gauge is better than paper. I know. All right, good enough. Good enough. Yeah, I know that feeler gauges are better. I don't know. Josh Edlin says, why would they send out testing printers? That's what early adopters are for. And that's a frustrating truth. I don't like that. Yeah, like, I'm sorry, but that's just not... I don't know. So I'm going to go 75 because that's kind of in between the 60 and the 65. So yeah. Let me just make sure that's actually going to heat up. Hobby Hand says my $300 Flashforge 85M doesn't even need manual leveling. Yeah, I agree. Hey, let's give away some printed solid filament while we're waiting for this to do its thing. Link is in the pinned comment. And this will be the last stream of the month. So this is your last chance to win this month. And then everything resets on the 1st. I'll give you guys another like 30 seconds to make that happen. I guess while I'm doing that, I can make sure that everything I have is loaded properly. That would be useful. Okay, let's look at our people here. Sort sheet, A to Z. Jeez, man. Okay. Let's get those names in there. Let's give away just a regular roll of PLA or PETG today. We'll do more throughout the rest of the stream, but we're going to do one right now. You must be present to win. Now, let me make sure this person did the math right. Oh, they already won. It was Joseph Carver, but they won earlier in the month. So, Mr. Carver, can't win twice in 1 month. Sorry, boss. Let me see where we're at with this. 3D Medic Vince, you win some Jesse, PLA or PETG. So reach out to me either via Twitter or Discord or whatever, preferably one of those two, and we'll make it work. Yeah, dude, you gotta roll filament. This thing gonna poop? I think it did poop. I don't think I saw it poop. So, yeah, and you know what's funny, Vince, is that you were actually the last person to enter before I started the drawing. So, that's kind of cool. So we'll do more drawings throughout the rest of it, but congratulations. We're waiting for it to clean its nozzle, and yeah. I like how YouTube keeps yelling at me saying, creators adopting live automated mid-rolls saw on average over 20% uplift in live stream ad revenue per hour. Well, yeah, if it's just ad revenue, sure, but we're literally doing this so that you don't get ads while you're watching. Hexacom says the Soval Ace has Auto Z. We will see how well it works, but I might pick one up. Did I do the fourth corner? Yes, I did. And yes, my top glass arrived in one piece. Everything is good for that. How much nozzle clean does this thing need to do? Thank you. Jeez. Okay, so I think now it's going to vibrate, figure out what's going on. I do have an SV06 Ace. We will be unboxing it when the embargo is up. I can tell you I have it. I'm going to tell you anything about it. Hey, Hobby Hands with the $5 says $5 help keep the streams ad-free. Thank you. Hexcom says, oh, you already have one. Dude, I've had one for like 2 months. They sent it to me so early. I'm like, why is this here so early? You're not... We agreed that I would do a live unboxing. So why is this here well before I can even do that? I don't know. Okay. And yes, I am even doing the auto bed leveling. I'm doing everything the way it should. And yes, I know Prush is going live with the awards. Nothing I can do. I was already planning on streaming at this time, well before I knew about the award ceremony happening. So, I don't know. Open it in a separate tab. Don't leave, please. Oh, hello. Come back on. Twixer says, hello, new here. I'm looking at this printer to replace my X1C because of the heated chamber, printing PP and PA. So that's polypropylene and nylon. I can't tell you anything about this machine beyond it's a machine. It has a issue with hardware that Qiditech is fixing with firmware. I'm not a huge fan of that. It's better than nothing, obviously, but still no. Spectre is asking, why does it look like one edge of the front is higher than the other? That's because the camera's at an angle. So the camera is right here. It's pointed at an angle at things. So, did I upgrade the firmware? Not yet. No. We are not going to be doing that. I do have the updated firmware, but I want to do some measurements on it first to determine how much power it is drawing before the firmware update and then after. So, Berlin asks if I'm allowed to say the date of the embargo. I am not. At least, I don't think so. How long does this take? I mean, I guess you only got to do this once, but geez, it takes a while. It's probably in a week because that's when early bird sales go live, according to Hexcom. Couldn't tell you. I guess I should probably just go poke into that stream and say hello. So that's what I'm going to do. I just got to switch to my business profile here. I need to switch accounts. I need to switch accounts. Ah, they have 1,200 people watching. Jeez. It's now doing calibration, so that's a plus. I have to do it again when I update the firmware. That's okay. Oh, no. I'll have that open so I can at least comment on it a little bit. Oh, their stream's not working for me. Although my phone's not happy right now either, so it could be that. I don't know. Did they send me the replacement SSR? No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Well, bummer. I can't watch the awards. Oh, well. It's not letting me do it. It's telling me that I'm buffering. Let me just turn off my Wi-Fi. Maybe that'll help. Just making sure that I'm not, like, accidentally showing my phone on camera. Just waiting for stuff to do its thing. Sorry, it's kind of boring. Let's try this again. No. Josh Edlin asks, any spares you'd recommend having on hand for Prusa Mark IV other than nozzles? Most hot end parts would be good to have. I might get some spare bed thermistors, that kind of stuff. That's what I would do. Is the Printables Awards working for... I mean, I'm guessing it's working for people, but it's literally not working for me. It's just it's a bunch of bars. Bummer. Bummer Runeskies. Maybe that'll work. We'll see. I'm watching their print awards with no problem. Yeah, must just be me then. Yep, it's not working for me. Bummer. Oh, well. So Import Direct says, hard to find reviewers that are fair and critical. Everyone seems to just push this printer as the new go-to. It is not even remotely fair to even review this printer at this time. Not in my opinion. There has not been adequate time here for this machine, in my opinion. So, yeah. Everyone says congrats, but I don't know who won because I can't see anything. Yeah, I do my best to be impartial with this, but this thing takes forever to probe. My God. Yeah, bummer. I can't watch Printables Awards. Oh well. Do they protect the heater of the heated chamber more than the Q1? Where is the heater of the heat chamber? Is it down here? I don't know where the heater is. I gotta look around and find it, but there are some issues with the heaters on this thing. So, yeah. There are some issues with the heater. Already. Right? Already. Okay, the bed is hot, though. That's a plus. Auto 11 complete. Confirm. Input shaping. Start. Heater's on the left side, left front. Okay, so it's... Oh, that's not a chamber fan. Oh! Okay, that's the heater. I thought that was the chamber fan. The chamber fan's on the other side. Huh. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I can't believe I can't watch the awards. That is so annoying. Wonder if I have to go, like, vertical? Can I watch, like, an... Oh, okay. Wants to give me an ad? Why is none of this working? Does YouTube get mad when you try to do this? Hmm. Oh, well. Are we gonna do input shaper already? Or what? Like, the printer says it says to wait, but I want to measure things on this. And I can't do that until we get everything set and ready to go. All right, so I'm just going to have to go past that. I want to see how much the printer's drawing right now. I've got it connected to the EcoFlow battery. We'll see. 77 watts right now. Yeah, so there you go. I don't know if that's gonna, it won't be easy to see here. Furniture drawing, 77 watts. It's a little cloudy outside, so. Peter Wolf says I have both streaming with no problem. Yeah, I don't know. You guys will have to tell me who's winning each categories. Oh well. Input shaper is running. Please wait. It's not running though. You're not vibrating. You're not doing anything. I don't like that. I guess I could try putting it on this computer. Oh no, this computer's angry again. Why is this computer angry again? Is it really? The freaking stupid. I don't understand why. Oh, yep, there it goes. It just crashed the tab. Goodbye. I think I need to reboot this computer at some point. It's not happy. Oh well. The next category, tiny models with huge details. All right. I was going to see if I could also put it on my screen to watch, but I'm not certain I can. I think it might get angry at me. I hope I have the TV muted. It looks like I do. Oh yeah, I can totally view it. Oh, wow, the black suits and a black background. Hey, MZ4251. All right, let's go. Good job. Would have been cool to see Wex win too, but I love hanging out with MZ4250. He's a really cool guy. So, good job. It's funny how I can view it on this old, angry computer, but I can't put it on my phone for some reason. We're still waiting for Input Shaper. Come on, man. I'm going to restart the YouTube app. Maybe that's what'll do it. Acceptance speech is quite amusing. Oh. Now it's working on my phone. I have hung out with MZ4250. Really cool guy. Qidi, what are we doing? Why are we waiting so long for your Input Shaper's not running? I don't have faith that this machine's working properly. It's like, yeah, literally I can't go to the Calibrate tab anymore. Is the heat bed needing to cool down? Like, I don't understand. Input Shaper's not running. So we're just doing this. It's Clipper, but it's, you know, Clipper. But I will say Joe and Mickey look absolutely dashing in tuxedos, so. All right, we're rebooting the machine. We're going to see what happens. Okay. Okay, now it's moving. So yeah, it definitely got angry. Well, maybe. Yeah. This is what I'm expecting. So the firmware got hung the first time, I think. Weird. Yeah, okay. Now that's what I'm expecting it to get a case of the shakes. Now, because we don't have the top on, this will need to be redone. So, yeah. There we go. It's buzzing like a bedside table, if you understand that. And if you don't, I'm not explaining it. Man, a lot of weird resonance in this machine. I don't know if you guys are easily able to hear it or not, but this machine is definitely resonating quite a bit. But that's the point of input shaping. It's basically figuring out where the resonances are occurring and how it can work around them. They have 300 petabytes of data. Wow. This thing is really loud. Like, just its input shaping is really loud. Interesting. So the machine is drawing about 90 watts as it's doing this for reference. Okay, finally. This is the largest or loudest input shaper calibration that I've heard from any printer before. It is really, really, really loud. Oh no, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Yeah, it's like a Honda in its 13th gear at 9,500 RPM. Oh my. Oh my. That is, hopefully this thing is quieter when it's printing. But I mean, that's the purpose of input shaping, is to make it quieter when it's printing, so. It is what it is. It weeble wobbles, yeah. Oh, was the camera shaking too? I guess that makes sense. The camera's coupled to the table that the actual printer's coupled to as well. It's funny. No, we're still going. We're still going. We're still going. We have no horsepower, but we got all the RPM, baby. Let's go. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so loud. Oh, it's so loud. Buddy, it's time to change gears. Like, danger to manifold! Shift the car! It's so loud! Oh, cool. HBiz got 1. That's awesome. Are we good? No? What are we? It's fine. Didn't need that clutch anyways. Yeah. Hey, Hendrix here. Hey, dude. How you doing? We're waiting for tables to stop vibrating. Hey, we're done. All right, about dang time. All right. So, now we can do the one thing that I wanted to do before updating the freaking firmware, which is check machine draw. So actually, wow, it's drawing. Okay, so this is actually 30 watts higher than it should be. So here, I'll put that on camera so you guys can see it. Let's okay. So there's a fan connected, so take 30 watts off of that. So now what I want to do is I want to turn the chamber heater on, because the chamber heater is supposed to be limited to like 400 watts. So we're going to find out. It's only drawing 300 watts. There's 400 watts. 450 watts. 550 watts. Yeah, that's there's close to 600 watts. Yeah, that's not great. So they're not properly regulating the system, because we can see it jumping between like 550 and 650 watts. Now there's about 30 watts of that from another fan that's running in here, but all the rest of that is from this machine. You can see the the Brusha live streams down in the corner there. Yeah, so that thing's drawing like 550 watts, way more than it should be. It's funny, it is actually doing a decent job getting all of that done. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. So we're gonna go and turn that off. So there we go, we'll turn that off. I want to turn the heat bed on. So I'm curious to see how much power that draws. The heat bed draws 450 watts. So the chamber heater's drawing more than the heat bed. Yeah. There needs to be better, like, safety and security on this. So we have a couple of options right now. I would love to get your all's opinion on this. Should we take it apart, take a look at it, and just kind of like feel things, see how hot they get? Or do you want to just do the update? Because we can just do the update, and that's fine. I want to see the board personally, because you know what? I'm gonna actually show the board. So let's just do that. So I'm gonna turn off the webcam for right now. Everybody says update. I want to do something first. So I want to take a look at it, and I want to see if it's gotten warm. It should be this panel here, from what I'm told. Amber's here. Hey, Amberby. Delivery.
One chungus.
Oh, a chungus. Oh, man. It's the cat. You gotta, yeah, she's a little dark. Nope, she's being blocked by the printer. Oh, wait, hold on. I can do this. Here, for the two of you. There you go. Put the printer on the ground. Hello, Mrs. Victoria. How are you? Oh, man. It's so good being a cat. She's so good. What a good kitty. If that's not worth a like, I don't know what is.
Lean in.
Huh? Oh, hello. Who's your good bird, you good? Who's your good baby? Ow.
She's a whole unit.
She is a whole unit of a cat. Yeah, she's like, I'm scared being out here. Also confused. Yeah, that's fine. Rawa says, let the heated... Oh, shut the door, because she'll try to come back out.
No,
Oh, okay. That works too. That's fine.
Sit high for a second. Dying.
They couldn't see you. There you go.
How do you do this?
I'm a sucker for animals. Cats, dogs, even spiders, Hobby Hand says. Pretty cool.
I was just reading the comments, sorry.
You read them out loud. Read them out loud.
Oh.
Nepo's
Hi,
waving to
Nepo.
you. You can wave back. Yay. Hendrick's here too.
And everyone else, of course.
Hendrick's here.
Everyone's important.
Hendrick makes everything shiny, but you're gold to me, Amber.
Boo.
Boo hiss.
Boo hiss.
Boo hiss. We're going to take this thing apart.
Oh, boy.
We're going to see if it gets hot.
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to take a look. Beads RCZ says we have 5 dogs, 4 goats, and a snake.
Nice.
That's a lot of animals. That's a lot of animals. All right. We're going to shut the printer off. We're going to unplug it for extra safety. We're going to turn it around and we're going to work on it. This thing is heavy.
Yeah, I was listening.
But it's like, that's kind of cool, but it's like in a terrible spot. Yeah.
I mean, it's better than nothing. Like if you're two-person carrying it.
Oh, yeah. If you're
But I
two-person
would
carrying
still
it, it's
probably
great.
carry it.
It looks way better than the +3 though, doesn't it? Like just exterior, it's smooth. There's not like weird geometric stuff. The front is got a couple little geometric features, but like overall,
Okay, yeah.
mm-hmm.
It's pretty slick.
Yeah. Do chickens count? Yes, chickens count.
Of course they do.
They also have their chickens are living gimbals.
4 guinea pigs, 1 spider, 2 cats, and a dog.
I mean, technically we have a few spiders, but it's just because, you know, they're taking care of the little mosquitoes and things that go into the house, so we let them stay.
It's true.
They're paying.
They pay the rent.
Yeah, they're paying their rent. 3 dogs, 1 cat, 6 chickens. We are not getting chickens.
No, I wouldn't have had the time right now.
We don't have the time, but
Not that we don't want
1
to.
chicken turns into 40 chickens, and before you know it, I'm doing videos on farm bots.
That's the thing my friend has. The
Quail?
Yeah, my friend has a bunch of quail.
Quail. They're tiny chickens.
Look.
So.
I got more errands to run, but I want to say hi.
Yep. What? Why are you poking me? Okay. Well, apparently Nepo breeded Niederheiner chickens.
We have to look that up.
I don't know. With the cost of eggs, don't get a rooster.
No. I hate living near a rooster.
Yeah. Nah, the first time it like goes to crow at like 3 o'clock in the morning, we're eating rooster
Or
for
like
dinner.
Every 10 seconds for hours straight.
Oh, there was something where you could be a content creator and enter in the printables contest.
There's your
Oh well.
pronunciation.
Prudence Niederheiner. Thank you, because I'm too dumb to know. Oh, cool. I'm not in that one. All right, I'm gonna... Huh? What? No, that's just because I have the thing highlighted. It's fine. They're seeing all of it. Your face is in it. Yep. Okay.
Do you want me to help you move that one here?
Nah, it's just kind of a pain. It's just kind of a pain to move. Ah. Huh? Ah. I do need a large Lazy Susan. We're going to build the one that we saw at Printed Solid. Because it was pretty cool. All right. I can work on it from this side. Are you outie? Okay. Give me a second. I had to give Amber a hug. Ah. Ah.
Yep.
Have a good one. You're gross. All right. Let's get this this side panel open and let's take a look at it. Because nobody says I can't, so I'm gonna do it. I might get in trouble for this, but I don't care. Do remember, I am a professional. I literally get paid to do this, not by companies, but by the generous donations of viewers like you. So that technically makes me a professional. So let's play my favorite game. Find a screw, remove a screw. See what's inside the panel. These are not the type of screws I was expecting. These are self-tapping plastic screws. Weird. Oh, that's a metal panel. Oh, missed a screw. I'm going to bring this up a little bit so I can... Oh, that panel, that control board's like way up in here. Right? Yeah, I'm not... I thought this was going to be a lot easier. I'm going to be straight with you all. I thought this was going to be like a really, really straightforward, easy thing to do. But, other side. What do you mean by other side? Someone says other side. Here. This will be what you're likely thinking of. What do you mean by other side? Just want to make sure. Up to the right near the poop chute. Oh, it's over here. Am I just dumb? I can't easily see inside this thing. Ha! Hilariously, my meter has a light built into it. No, that's definitely not it because this goes up here. Um, I'm like kind of elbow deep into that thing. All right. Well, apparently it's up and to the right near the poop chute, but I don't see it. I'm not going to go any further. I thought it was going to be very, very easy to get to. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's really loud. Okay, we're turning that off. The printables awards are over. So, okay. Well, we can't easily take a look at it. So that's a bit of a bummer. I was hoping that that was going to be easier. They did not make that easy. You know what? No, I want to see it. I really do want to see it. I think it's important that we show it. I just need to get a better angle on it. But I see heater wires here, like power wires going up into here. It goes into a cover. All right. Well, now I can use my phone again as a flashlight. So let me do that real quick and see what we can see here. Yeah, so there's power wires, but they go up over there, which is not the heater. Yeah, the heater's on this side. Is it really just like up there randomly? Because I want to show this to you guys, and I want to talk about it, but I don't want to take the entire back off the printer. But it looks like I'm taking the entire back off the printer, so let's freaking do it. I know this is going to upset Qidi. I know this is likely going to get me blacklisted. I don't care. It is about, in my opinion, doing what is right and, you know, taking a look at problems and being able to address them one at a time. So let's take this back panel off this machine, because I really do want to see what's inside of it. We can do it together. I think it's important that we address the issue. We look at a hardware revision rather than a software revision. So, for those wondering what the issue is with this new printer, they are overheating on people. The SSRs are melting for the chamber heater, and Qidi pushed a firmware update to limit power. But that's a firmware limit, not a hardware limit. So, realistically, come on. Boy, these screws are kind of gummy. Thankfully, it's all the same size, so that's a plus. Yeah, Miss Teeper says in the words from Dave from EEV blog, "Don't turn it on, take it apart." I do watch EEV blog sometimes. SkateTube says Grant needs to change his middle name legally to IDGAF, or I don't give a frig. If they blacklist me, this is a safety issue and we're going to investigate. Yeah. You should also turn that into, that's also how you become a has-been content creator, because you stand by your laurels and you end up losing because, you know, companies don't want to work with you because they know that you're going to get called out. Because I'm sorry, but pretty much nobody called out a big green competitor company when we brought all these safety features to light. Nobody really joined me on that. So it's business, but it sucks. Okay, so these They're using plastic screws down at the bottom, so that's just for show and not for go. At least that's a plus. Probably need to remove the screws for the poop chute, I assume. Yeah, let me get those out, and then we'll see what we can do. What's the wattage of the heater? The SSR must be crap. We measured it upwards of 550 watts for reference. Which is higher than the rated 400 watts that it is. So I am going to remove this fan that cools the motherboard. That's a metal panel, which is interesting because the rest of this thing is, well, decidedly not metal. Where else are you screwed in that I can't see? Often companies will hide things behind stickers. This camera sucks. It really does. And it's not a bad camera. It just sucks out here because of all the lighting. Often manufacturers will hide things behind stickers, but I'm not feeling that here. So, all right. Why are you not moving? I don't think it's going to be that. Let me bring this down a little bit. Let me get the included prying instrument. And in fact, let me change you guys to the main. Snail said, all right, Prush Live is over. We're back. I mean, you could have stayed at both. I should have given away the elixir when Prush was doing their live stream. That's what I should have done. Oh, there's panel clips. Sneaky, sneaky, qiditech. Sneaky, sneaky. All right. Okay. Well, no. What? Why are you still stuck? It's not those 4 little screws, is it? No, those are moving too. Oh my gosh. Okay. It is just clipped in. Got it. Oh, there are 2 big clips. Did I break either one of them? No? Cool. That one may not make it. We'll see. That's a very big piece of plastic. All right. I got to figure out the right way to show you guys this. So let me first do this. So let me show you that. That was one big piece of plastic that came off. Oh yeah. That's the board. That's your heater board right there. All right, let's get that out. Let's get it uncovered at least. And let's take a look to see what's going on with it. Nope, that's the smaller Allen key. I can tell you that this was not meant to be user serviceable because there's just no way that it was. This is not user serviceable in any stretch of the imagination. You know what? I should start recording too. Yeah, this is not user serviceable. At least it's not designed to be. Okay. Oh, that's a different size screw. Okay. Oh, wait. Ah, okay, I see how you did it. There's a cover. So at least they're getting better. It says, caution, live electrical equipment inside. Do not disassemble or touch. Well, I mean, I'm an adult that can make adult decisions. And to be clear, you should not do this on your own machine. What kind of board is that? I have no clue. It is not obvious what kind of board it is. Okay. So, yeah. All right. So this brings a lot into perspective for me. Let me show you something. All right. So in that Print Fix Friday episode, these coils here, and this it looks like a common mode choke, but it's got two coils, which means it's probably not. This coil is getting discolored. I'm gonna get you even closer. Hold on. Let me get you even closer. So this coil here, hold on. This coil right here. Grant, give them the webcam big. Give them the big webcam. Give them the webcam. Thank you. This right here, that coil of copper, that is what is causing the heat. I'm almost certain. I'm almost certain that's what's causing the heat. It says it's called LF1. Now, I'm not certain. Oh my gosh. All right. You've got extra wire, so I'm going to pull a little bit of slack out of you. And I'm going to tuck both of you guys back behind there out of my damn way, because I'm not about this right now. Okay. Yeah. It's this right here that I think is our problem. Can someone look this up? It is H-2JRMK1. This was made 3/29 of 2024. This board. This is a stock kind of SSR board. I don't believe that this is a custom thing, because you've got a lot of unpopulated pads here. You've got an unpopulated output over here. So, yeah, LF could be line filter. Yeah, absolutely could be. So if someone wants to look up that board, model H, and it's right there if the camera's going to pick it up, yeah, H2JRMK 1.0. Yeah. It's also like, it's only mounted with 2 screws. There's a screw down there. There's a screw up there. It's not enough hardware to mount something like this, in my opinion. I can hear Qidi just yelling at me right now. You did what? You took it apart? Yep, I did. I told you I was gonna. Oh, I thought you were kidding. No, I wasn't. Sorry, got a piece of plastic that got a little... Oh, you know, they did say it was fire retardant. I have fire right here. And so, Qidi said this was fire retardant. So, I say we test that. So, Qidi said this is fire retardant. This plastic, which is the exterior casing. I did not sign a contract. So, what I am about to do, you should never attempt at home. Do not do this. Hold on. I'm even gonna... Do I not have my... Oh, no, my face shield's not back here because I used it during the hurricane. All right, well, I guess we're going to engage safety squints. No, Grant, you can't do that. You got to set an example, and that example needs to be that you're doing more than just safety squints. I cannot get to my my shield right now. Screw looks rounded. Says a commenter. That was not. I was reading a comment. All right, I'm gonna go. I know where I have some safety glasses inside, so I'm gonna go get a pair of safety glasses because we should do this right. I've got ventilation, so I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, give me a second to get some eyes, because you want this right. That are hey, let's go. If it's FR material, we'll know pretty much instantly. But yeah, let's get some specs on. Let's get some specs on. Qidi claims that this is a fire retardant material and that we have nothing to worry about. Whoop. The yellow part is yeah. So that the yellow part is that's the Hisense SSR. Qidi says this is FR material. I happen to have an open flame. Do not try this at home. I don't know about you, but that's not extinguishing. Nope, that's not FR material. And yes, I am testing this to an extreme end, but sorry, FR materials or fire retardant can extinguish upwards of 60 seconds. So let's put 60 seconds on the clock. I'll give it 60 seconds. If it continues to get worse, we're going to blow it out. But as you guys can see, that's not fire retardant at all. No, that's getting worse. We're going to blow that out. That is not fire retardant material. That is not going to protect you in the event of a fire. There is still a concern associated with this. They have not been truthful with consumers. Qiditech has not been upfront, and in fact, there's now soot and ash and crap in the air. I'm aware not to inhale the fumes. I'm recording this as well, so don't worry. We've got it saved. So I guess this brings up an important thing. Don't always trust what manufacturers say. I'm sorry, Qiditech, but you all said in your Discord that this is fire retardant, so the person doesn't have anything to worry about. You fix a hardware problem with a software update, but a software update isn't a definitive fix. This is not 94V0. This is not H4, H5. Yeah, so UL94V0 is 10-second self-extinguishing, some dripping allowed. For reference, here is actual fire retardant material because, you know, I actually have that laying around. So, you know what? Hey, because we can, let's cut some of this off. This is going to stink so bad. FR material smells so bad. We're going to cut some of this off, and we're going to show you guys the difference of what real FR material is. Also, this stuff is very expensive. Although, whoop, that fell. I recently found that Atomic makes FR ABS. So this is a Atomic's black FR ABS. Made in America. Expensive. It's like $60 a kilo. But certainly less than other places I bought in FR materials from. So, all right. This is real FR ABS. Show you guys what that looks like. Well, come on, Torch. Really? Look at that. As soon as, so I can hold it to it all day, but as soon as I take it away, it immediately extinguishes. Okay. The other big property of an FR ABS, and let's zoom in a little bit. You see how it's expanding as it's doing that? Oh yeah, it's a totally different smell, by the way. Those FR chemicals, the fire retardant chemicals, are carbonizing, right? I will leave that zoomed in so you can see this. So I am like just absolutely torching it. And you can see as soon as I remove the flame, it turns off. That is a self-extinguishing plastic. This is real fire retardant ABS. The material, unfortunately, that Qiditech used is not, even though in their Discord they claim that it is. That sucks. While firmware does, for the average consumer, fix this, there's a concern that we have to have here, which is, what if it stops doing... Yeah, Ashley Moon says it's probably just ABS. I would agree it is probably just an ABS. I am not a chemical expert, but I literally have FRABS in here. And yes, Prusa made a self-extinguishing PETG that is also UL94V0. But at the time when I was doing these parts, I needed the material faster. So, basically what I'm trying to say is, don't take what companies tell you at face value. It is very easy to claim that something is a self-extinguishing plastic, or in other words, fire retardant. But this is not. And this is the enclosure for that part, right? For that SSR and what we think is some sort of like a live mode choke. I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about that. I'm going to be straight with you guys. I don't feel good about that. How does it print? Does it stink printing? Oh, yeah. It stinks like hell. UL94V0. You will print fire retardant materials inside once. You will make that mistake, and then you will never do it again. The thing that people don't tell you about FR materials, and I'll tell you, is that the smell is heavy. It's a heavy smell, and it absorbs into fabric. And so anytime you sit on your couch or your chair, or you like, kind of brush your shirt, some of that smell comes out. It's like Febreze, but it smells like cancer. So don't do it inside. It's why you should also have a place to print that's outside. Important direct says now is the case. I'm not testing the exterior of this machine. That is well outside of the scope of what we're doing for this. And what I can tell you is, looking at this, this is some sort of fiber-filled material. As quite frankly, I don't need these right now. I don't think that regular plastic will look like this. You can also see that originally they did not have that fan grill in there. That is an addition to the mold, which is very funny. Yeah, neither of those were there initially. All these little circles that you see, these are ejector pin marks, and that's where everything is pushed out. That mark right there, we can zoom in on it. So this mark right there, that's the sprue. It's all injection molding terminology. I think this is fiber-filled. I could be wrong. I'm fairly certain it's fiber-filled. So, FJ says, I don't remember Onyx FR smelling bad. So that's the Mark Forged material. They're nylon. So, I am disappointed in Qiditech. They have misled consumers on this. I'm disappointed. I do not think that a firmware fix is appropriate. There is plenty of room inside of this machine, and I can show it to you guys, right? There is tons of room inside of this machine for a breaker, a fuse, something here that could easily protect the end user. That is not happening here. There is no basic safety protocol in place outside of, there is one fuse, and I think it's on the inlet. they did provide a spare fuse. It's a standard, like, what is this? What are we looking at? It's an 8 amp. 8 amp, 250 volt fuse. So, and while yes, this is a Hisense 5 amp, 24 volt, or 24 to 380 volt. So I think we're running at 24 volts. That would make the most sense. I can measure that if you guys really want, but we are likely reading 24 volts. So 5 amps at 24 volts, that's 400 watts, right? No, that's 125 watts. Huh. What voltage is this running at? Well, now I want to turn it on with the cover, with the side off, but then we're really at that point, we're starting to get into territory of, like, Grant does really dumb stuff on camera. Oh, it's AC powered. Okay. It's 5 amps on the 230 side. So it's okay, 5 amps on the 120 side for US. So that puts it at 600 watts capable. What is the resistance of the heater? That's a great question. That is a more than safe thing to measure. I'm not going to pull the heater out to find out, but we can easily do that. We could, because that's clearly these leads are going to the heater. So I'm getting 71 ohms on the heater with the wire. So 71 ohms on the heater. So 71 ohms. But is it getting... I don't know, because we've got some... so these little dots, those are going to be like metal oxide varistors. We've got a couple of what are either relays or capacitors. We've got... I'm fairly certain it's a live... or like a frequency thing or a choke thing. Yeah, I mean, this is an off-the-shelf board that Qiditech is using, and it is just unfortunately not properly rated for the work that it's doing. But it's funny because it's not the SSR, it's not the varistors, it's this thing here, this copper thing. That's the thing that's causing the problems, the copper thing. That's what's heating up. Yeah, Ducky, I think it's a choke coil as well, but it's got 2 coils and an iron core. So, WM says, every car is limited by software. Playing devil's advocate here, but how is what they are doing wrong? Yes, it could do better. I disagree that every car is limited by software. You're thinking of like a speed governor. That doesn't limit how much horsepower the vehicle can make. That doesn't limit how fast that it can accelerate. That doesn't limit any of that. It limits how fast it can go. The issue is that if we're going to use motor terms, okay, let me take it back to myself here. If we're going to use motor terms here, this is feeding 30 pounds of boost into a stock Honda motor. It can do it, just not for a very long time. It can do it, just not for a very long time. And we've seen pictures of these coils where they are discolored, which means they got dummy hot, where the SSR encasing this, and I'm assuming that's a relay or something next to it, where all of that has been discolored. And to be clear, you don't want that at all, period. And yes, a firmware update will software limit what's possible. And yes, Beer Parent says, for those who aren't familiar with car stuff, 30 pounds of boost is a lot of boost. Yes, that's a ton of boost. 30 pounds of boost in a built Honda K-Series motor can make well over 800 horsepower in a 4-cylinder. Okay. Most cars have 0 pounds of boost. But like Amber has a 2020 CRV, that's a 1.6 liter turbo 4-cylinder. We think it makes between 8 and 10 pounds of boost, under boost. So, Berlin wants me to measure the ohms of the heater, but both ways. Candidly do. Theoretically, it shouldn't matter, but I will do it just for you guys. So we've got one way, 71.4 ohms. Going the other way, 71.5 and 1.6. So if this is AC coupled, yeah, switch the leads in the multimeter, which is what I did. I'm going to run this without the back cover on, and I'm going to clamp it. Do not do this. What I am about to show you is something you should not do. You're using red as live, right? Okay. We're going to clamp the printer, and we're going to measure its amp draw from the clamp meter, because that's going to give us the real world number outside of what I can measure. And yes, to the cynics out there, this is not a fluke. It's some, not the greatest clamp meter. It's not a high quality clamp meter. Too bad. All right. You're going to point you down at it so you can see it. In fact, I'm going to put you right on the clamp meter. Wine fridge. Looks like it, doesn't it? I actually like the styling of this. This looks way better than the old printer did. Like, way better than the old one did. So, yeah. SkateTube says, first he was Professor Farnsworth betting to see the board. Good news, everyone. I don't do a good Farnsworth, I'm sorry. Now he's giving it the clamps. Give him the clamps, boss! Grant is Futurama confirmed. So, let's turn on the chamber. There we go. We turned it on. We're drawing basically 3 amps. So 3 amps AC 110 out here. I did take out the main board fan for this quick little demo. It's fine. We're now up to 5 amps. That is 600 watts. That is 600 watts of power. Qidi claims that's a 400 watt. Like we can even see in their start guide that they claim that it is a 400 watt chamber heater. Now again, ooh, it's starting to smell. Oh, the heater's probably starting to smell a little bit. Yeah, but we're drawing 5.5 amps right now. 5.25 amps. 5.5 amps. That's a ton of power. All right. So let's take RMS on this. And by the way, we're showing close to where are we? We're showing close to a 600 watt draw on the EcoFlow. Let's take RMS on this and give them the benefit of at 110 volts times. I'm gonna go 5.5. That is 605 watts of power that heater is drawing, which is more than the claimed 400 and is enough to create heat issues, we think, with that set of coils. Now, my assumption is those coils are currently not only temperature hot, but electrically hot. So I'm not touching them. But, yeah, that is angry. So we're going to go and turn that off because at this point, it's not really needed anymore. And so you can see when I turn it off, it goes right back to 0. I'm going to shut off the machine really quick. I want to feel that coil. This is dumb. Don't do this. I could shock myself, but I want to feel this coil. Whoa, son of a bitch! Holy... Excuse me. I don't need a thermal camera. Holy crap. Holy crap. Oh my god. That is really hot. It was not an electrical zap. It was a burn. It was a burn. I am not burned, but that is absolutely hot enough to burn me. Let me see if I have a meter with a temperature probe on it. Cause I wanna probe this. So people asking what exactly did I touch? I touched those copper coils. That is what I touched. I told you guys that I was just gonna do it. Oh, damn it. Regardless of safety. I'm well aware that's dumb. What did Steve Build say? Hot thing is hot? No way. This is not supposed to be a heater, Mr. Builds. Mr. Builds. Yeah, let me see. Of course, the 1 meter that I know that has a temp probe was in my shed. I no longer have a shed. So, this is not updated firmware. To be clear, this machine is not updated. We are going to do the update, and then we're going to verify everything. This is why I wanted to do this first, because we've now identified the problem. We now need to look to see if they have solved it reasonably well. Okay, so we've identified where the problem is. It is absolutely that LF1. Okay, and if you want to look up the board, it is H-J2RMK1.0. So if you want to look it up and see if you can pull specs on that, please do. I'm trying to figure out what I can use to quickly determine temperature. Let me see. I have a probe I have a set of things inside. Do you have the time to listen to me whine about everything and nothing? I don't know the words of the song. Do you have... You don't. You don't have... Well, do you? Ooh, you do. Hey. You got a temp... All right. What batteries do you take? Oh, you have batteries. Let's go. Hey, 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 hey. Look at that. Handy and inside. Right inside. I've got it. I am one of those melodramatic fools. How long can I sing a crappy song out of tune before YouTube picks it up? That'd be really funny if we actually got hit at that point. Honestly, I would take that as a compliment. All right, it's a brand new meter. It is not a quality meter, but it's a meter. Do you sometimes give yourself the creeps? Yeah. Yeah. Nick Online says, I guess not even okay for a couple of prints a week. Looking at getting this and the color system went out, or should I stick to a Bamboo P1 plus AMS? I can't tell you that. I just got this out of the box like 2 hours ago. So I have no information for you. Like, it's not even updated, kids. Like, this is running stock firmware. We will be updating it. I have the updated firmware in my pocket. Qidi did ask me to update it before I did anything, but I told him no. Because this is how you ship printers, and unfortunately, you know, people won't see it. Make sure these batteries work. Hell yeah, they work. Let's go. The first meter that I pulled from my inventory inside had the temp probe on it. Now, for those that are in our Discord, know that I continually lose multimeters. So I continue to buy them. This one has been inside for a while, and I've never used it. It's one of the spares that I keep. Yes, I keep spare multimeters. Yes, I know it's stupid. No, I don't care. So, all right. We've got, it's not a thermocouple, but it is a thermistor. It's a glass bead thermistor, very similar to what you would see on your build plates. So we got a glass bead thermistor here. It's not high quality, but, you know, neither are my jokes, so it's fine, I assume. Okay. The question is where to put this, because it is technically electrically conductive. I think I will just touch it to the machine when we go ahead and do this. So, yeah. All right. Frank says, just got on. Did you burn the crap out of the SSR? It's not the SSR. It is not the SSR that's the problem. And see, this is why I like to do my testing. When I looked at the photos of this, I said, I don't think it's the SSR. Lo and behold, it's not the SSR that's the problem. It's some sort of like common mode choke. So, yeah. Anyways. Skatesuit says, do you lose multimeters or 10mm sockets? You want to know something really sad? My mechanics toolkit, I have a 300-piece Husky one. That was a nice, decent kit. I paid a couple $100 for it. Was in my shed when my shed blew into my neighbor's yard. And everything was full of water. Just everything was full of water. So it is all very rusty now. So, to give you guys an idea, we are just going to touch this to there. Oh, you can't even see it. It's too dark anyways. I'm gonna touch the damn thermocouple where it needs to touch. Okay. You guys are going to have to trust that I'm going to do this right, because I can't show you both things at once. Okay. And, in fact, oh, it's already in C. Look at that. So, there you go. You can see that ambient is 26C right now. That I can turn its backlight on. This one has no backlight. So actually, let's turn the backlight off. Does that help? Sure, helps out enough. Hey, Steve Builds with the 10 gifted subs. You missed it. Victoria was on a little bit ago. Matrix Tech got one. Ken got one. Iconic Fab. Kenneth Davis. Ken E. It's a Ken kind of day. I'm just Ken. Oh. Stuart Fisher, Richard L., Happy MFG, Winslow Joy, and Joseph Greiner all got memberships. Thank you, Mr. Steve Builds, a amazing creator who does some pretty dope streaming. All right. Turning chamber heater on. Wait, that didn't turn it on. Now it's on. Touching for heat. Yeah, like, I'm just touching the surface of this copper wire, and we're already at 43C. I'm going to go to the other side real quick, because it looks like, yeah, the other side I can actually stick it in there and leave it. 60C. 66C. 70, which is actually the heater? Is it the chamber, or is it this, this choke? We're at 75C. Holy crap. 80C. This heats up faster than the printer does. They should use these copper coils to heat printers. 90C. Holy crap. 95, 96. We're going to hit 100 degrees Celsius. This should be, yeah, there's 100. This should be the freaking chamber heater, man. Yeah, no wonder this burned me. Holy crap. Yeah, this is definitely not designed to handle that much heat. And it is inside of a box that has little to no ventilation, that is not fire retardant, even though Qidi claims it is. We tested that. It is not fire retardant. We're already at 123 degrees C. And apparently, Ducky says, assuming it's Class B insulated, the insulation will start to break down beyond 130 C. Well, there you go. We just crossed 130 C. It appears to be copper. I believe it's copper. I'm looking at it. It is shiny like copper. And we are taking in 5.5 amps, so about 600 watts worth of power. We're coming up on 150 C. This is not safe at all. We're going to go ahead and turn this machine off right now. I can smell it. Yeah, I can smell the insulation and all that. All right. Yeah, that temp is still climbing. That is... Wow. All right, so the machine is off. It's cold. You could solder with it. Yeah, or solder. Excuse me. Yes, you could. I'm going to go and blow on it here. Yeah, I can just dump. Interesting. I blew on it and it got hotter. So it's definitely hotter in other areas. Look at that. Wow. We're going to cool it down. Now, I'm sure Qidi is going to claim that because the one little tiny cooling fan wasn't installed, that this is not getting adequate cooling. But I'm sorry, but between, you know, the grill on the fan and how small these are, this was never getting cooling to begin with. And considering that's not even near this board, this is not getting cooling. This printer, in its stock configuration, no, stop following me. This printer, in its stock configuration, without the firmware update, is not safe. It is not safe. Andrew Raj said, you sure you've got the thermocouple properly placed? That's weird behavior when you blew on it. I'm not sure I have it properly placed. It's just kind of, no, here. Let me see if you can see it. Let me get you nice and close in there. So the thermocouple, I just have it shoved into the coil, right? That's all that I've done. It's not fancy. It's not, oh, it just popped out. You know, it's not perfect. It's not fancy, but it will be good enough for what we're doing. So, oh, I need to get it back in there. Go back in your hole, please. Okay. Yeah, so likely I don't have it placed perfect. You can actually see it climbing back up when I put it back in there. Alrighty. Okay. All right. We have the update disk. So we're going to go ahead and do that. This was part of what we did. We knew that doing this presented a potential danger of fire. We knew this, but it doesn't matter. Oh, cool. Everybody's home, so my internet sucks now. I am recording this, so in fact, I'm going to make a few claps. Sorry. That'll let me know when the internet started to have problems. So that way, if I need to release just this bit, we can, because we are recording this for you guys. Troy says good enough means the coil is actually hotter than what the meter says. Yeah. T says, does it not get hot when 220? I don't know. We don't have 220 here. I'm not going to be doing that. We are going to test it for how it was. Qidi did tell me to update the firmware, so I have the new firmware on this card. So let's go ahead and turn the machine on. It's not Qidi. They're joking that Qidi's throttling my connection. No, it's 5:30. People are starting to get home, and once again, Spectrum has my my node oversold in the area. And it's been the same problem it's been for the last few years. So we are going to go ahead and update the firmware on this machine. I'm going to go ahead and skip all the, first starter stuff because it's really not that important. You guys saw that earlier. It's going to be the exact same thing over again. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kim said, are you sure it straight up uses 110 volt? Yes, because... What the frig? Oh, that's fine. The plate fell. Because this meter is an AC clamp meter. It won't read DC. So at least going, and that's input. So that's going into the SSR heater board. Going out of the SSR board, it is likely to be DC, but it doesn't matter. We want to read how much power it's taking in. That's what we care about. It would be nice if we could read what it's taking in and what it's, taking out. No update file detected. Cool beans. Love it when you do that, Qidi. All right, one more time. Let's try that. Does it just have to be local update file detected? Update now. Confirm. All right, so we are now upgrading the software to what Qidi claims is the safe software. We can see that previously it was drawing about 600 watts. Now we get to see what it's going to draw when we do the update. We can see that it's still pretty toasty at 64C. I mean, that's heat plate temperature for PLA. So, yeah. FJ Princess, sorry, but I don't trust the software update. See, I don't have to. I got the tools to check it, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to check it. Because, again, like, this is why I tell people, this is literally the perfect example of why you would not want a machine online. Not only is there a firmware for this machine that makes it unsafe, the Qidi cloud was just part of a CVE that went out talking all about how vulnerable their cloud is and how Qidi is not really doing much to solve it. We talked about it last week, Print Fix Friday. I think it was 163 was the episode number. And so let's say you're a bad actor, okay? Or you're smart with computers, like Ducky. And you were able to gain access to the cloud system for qiditech and send all the printers a firmware update that removed this, I don't know, control system. You now have fire hazards again. We need a hardware system. So we're 11% updating on the printer. I do believe it's called a choke. I agree with everyone here. It looks like a common mode choke. It is labeled LF1. So if people want to look that up, they can. Again, the board name is H-2JRMK1.0. And these boards are new. Like, this board was made back in 2024, like early 2024. But again, I don't think that this is reasonable, right? I don't think that it is reasonable that a company should have to push a firmware update later on. And people that were, saying, hey, our machines are starting to fail, in the Discord were told, hey, it's not a big deal because, the case is fire retardant. But as we proved, it's not. In fact, it burns quite well. And I showed you guys what real FR plastic looks like. This is difficult. It is very, very difficult, right? And Ducky, who saw the CVE, so thanks, dude, said a bad actor could easily modify the clipper code to remove all the limits and safety features and intentionally start a thermal runaway event, at least according to the CVE. This is why we don't network 3D printers. Because, and Jack Resider talks about this, like if you want to learn a little bit about what goes on outside of the traditional internet stuff, Darknet Diaries is a phenomenal podcast. Jack Resider is a phenomenal presenter, and I wish to get as good as he is at storytelling one day. But he does an ad read for a company which talks about how you have to get lucky all the time. You are Daft Punk. You are up all night to get lucky. I literally think I made that joke last week. Don't care, I'm making it again. The bad actors have to get lucky once. Once. It takes one intrusion for this to be a problem. So, I see it as an issue. I believe a lot of you will see it as an issue too. Yeah. There is no cooling for the SSR board, and there should be. From what we can see, there absolutely should be. And even minutes later, we're still at 48C on that. I'm trying to make it so it's not like... Literally, the freaking webcam has a light on it because it's a C920 from Logitech, and that's what's reflecting in the picture for you guys. I'm sorry. How can I get it to pick up? All right, that'll be fine. And that I can just, you can, that's just amperage draw. So according to Qidi, this solves all of those problems. We are 42% complete. Let me make sure my mic is still charged. Oh yeah, we're good. We're good. He said, I don't think a little fan would do much on something that gets that hot. I agree, it won't. And for the modding community out there that would like to solve this problem, you could easily figure out what the heater runs on, whether it's 110 volts, 24 volts, 48 volts, whatever, and just get a fan that runs somewhat close to that and just make a new case. This is not even a difficult case to reverse engineer. And if there is enough people in the community that want this, I'll reverse engineer this case for you guys in CAD. And you guys can design your own cases with fan shrouds. But similar to how people have to add fans to their Prussias because some of the MCUs overheat, I don't believe that a consumer should have to make this level of modification to a machine. Because certainly if you are not like remotely comfortable with this kind of thing, you're gonna have a bad time. So, speaking of bad times, I would be remiss if I didn't mention to like the stream, get subscribed, enter to win some printed solid filament linked in that pinned chat message. And hey, we bring you guys these streams completely ad-free. So if you do want to kick a couple of bucks to help keep these streams ad-free, so you can watch them uninterrupted for all the craziness that occurs, you know, drop a couple of bucks. It goes a long way. And you all got to see the cat. You got to see me hurt myself. And you got to see me find the right multimeter the first try. I don't know so far, and we've had some good peels today too. I don't know what we're missing in terms of like the 3D Musketeers trifecta here. Okay. What percent is the update on? Great question. 60. We're very close to a nice percentage. Daniel James says, my PLUS4 has been an effing nightmare. Mine has printed like crap right out of the box. Extremely bad ghosting, VFAs, banning, etc., etc. It prints worse than the first gen and the 3 put together wrong that bad. My Q1 Pro is like that. I can't get the VFA and ghosting and banning to go away. I am working with Qidi on it through a burner email. Which one of you is going to shut off? That's fine. I'll turn both of you off right now. Yeah, so I use burner emails, burner addresses. Like, I have an address that I can ship stuff to that is not a public address. None of you know the address. And so Qidi doesn't either. So if they have to ship me stuff, it goes to that address. They have no idea they're working with me. And that's my preference. I don't want brands to give better treatment because I'm a content creator. And we've caught them doing it before. So, yeah. Their support is generally pretty good. I will say they normally reply to me around, starting at about 11 p.m. Eastern time, because they're in mainland China, which is 12 hours off of Eastern time. So if you can stay up late and email them, you can often get better support because they get to it faster. So T says, do you use a funny name for that fake address? Yes, I use a fake name. Yeah. I will say the one big thing that I do love about this printer, the handles. The handles, like, fit into the machine. I wish they were on the side and did this, but that is super, super cool. Stop looking at me. It's fine. So, Frank says, takes about 9 emails before they ship parts. Honestly, for a Chinese 3D printing company, that's not bad, especially if they're pretty good at replying to emails. We are 80% of the way there. By the way, that's a USB 3 drive, so it's just slow. Yeah, the handles are nice, Ducky, but the problem is all the weight's low, so it is absolutely like a lift with your back, not with your legs. I wish they were on the side, you could pull them out from the sides. I totally get why they're on the top. It helps you remove it from the box. But yeah, this is actually a really good idea. I want to see more companies integrate handles like this. And their top glass panel is like super thick. And they've done a really nice job on it, right? Like that's the build quality of the PLUS4 is considerably nicer than the PLUS3. Considerably nicer than the PLUS3. So like, it's pretty decent. Ashley said, I think that camera has gesture base. Yes. Yeah, this is our main camera is an Insta316 Link 4K. So, I bought it for like $80 used. Absolutely love it. It's a really cool camera, full PTZ. Yeah, I guess if you're wondering, top-down camera is a Canon Vixia camcorder, which has like 30 some odd X real optical zoom, which is really nice for top-down shots. The webcam is just a crappy C920. You can actually see the arm of it right here from Logitech. It's good enough for the girls I go out with. It's good enough for this kind of thing. So, Daniel James says, I own 7 Qidi printers. My Q1 Pro prints perfectly. Their customer support is why I buy their stuff. I'm just frustrated and pissed I got to deal with back and forth to resolve this. I totally understand. I totally understand that. Right? I'm not trying to downplay your experience by saying they have good customer support. So, you know, grain of salt that. But, yeah, we shouldn't have to go through this. We do, and it sucks. We shouldn't have to. So Brandon says they shipped me a new hot end in one email, 3-day delivery, has a newer heat break for helping fix heat creep. I just sent an email stating what I want an address. They replied to me that it shipped. Cool. Frank says, printer's actually very interesting with all the goodies they added, but the quality was forgotten on the workbench somewhere. I only had problems since day one. Yeah, like, dude, the fit and finish is almost rivaling Bamboo. And that's a tough thing. Bamboo has a really, really clean fit and finish printer. Bamboo knows how to package a product. And regardless if you like them as a company, they know how to package a product, right? This tool head and filament cutter system, come on, like, don't even lie. Like, we all know what this is. Core XY, that's not really stolen from Bamboo, but like, you know, the cable chain, all of this is taken with, you know, lackluster IP. I guess, probably the right way to say it. Spectre V3i says filament giveaway. You know what? We should do that. While we're waiting for the... Oh, update is finished. But that's fine. Let's give away a roll of filament. You can enter in the pinned comment. I'm going to just grab the new names, and we will get this done. So let's grab the new names that we can add. We'll add them to the list. We'll give away, you know what, since we found the fun problem, let's give away a spool of Elixir. Hey, Nepo, I know you're there. You were hanging out earlier. I know you're there. So, Nepo, I know you don't live in the States, but I saw the DM that you sent me and that you're coming to the States. So, pick an Elixir color because you're getting a roll of Elixir. And I will hold on to it here for you. When you get into the States, we'll get it over to you. I will meet up with you or I'll ship it to where you are. And we will get you a spool of Jesse's Elixir. So you don't have to choose it now. So this is kind of fun because you've got a little bit of time until you're coming into the States. So you can hang out and if they release more colors, choose a color then. So you got to go check it on Printed Solid's website, see what you get. But yeah, I will get you a roll of Elixir. All right, the firmware is updated, so let's turn the meters back on. We are still at 35C. Ambient's about 26C. For some reason, I think my air conditioner? Oh, it's 6:30, my air conditioner. Or 6 o'clock. It did that. All right, no big deal. So, chamber heater. Turn it on. 60C. What are we going to do here? So, we're at... Oh, yep, we're at 2 amps. 2 amp draw. 2.5 amp draw. Okay, so that's closer to 500 watts. Right? Restart the printer. Do I need to? Do I need to restart the printer? I can if you guys want me to restart the printer. It's 300 watts. Do you guys want me to restart it? If you do, I can. I think it restarted itself. I mean, it's firmware. It's clearly not drawing anywhere near the current that it was, but we are still climbing in temperature here. So we're going to let this thing bake for a bit and see what happens. I am worried because the sun is starting to set and this thing is plugged into my solar bank, which currently doesn't have a very big battery on it. So I'm a little bit worried. Yeah, okay, I got 64% battery on it still. Better than nothing, I'll take it. I can do all that. I can change PWM signal. I can do all of that. So yeah, reduce the chamber heater only to 40%, which is what we're seeing. But we're still seeing that coil gets very hot. 50C is pretty darn hot. If it gets closer to 100C, we start to get worried. But we're going to leave everything the way that it is. We've updated the firmware. We're checking it. We're now going to let the printer heat. Now, I guess I can take the filament out of it and actually close it up. Let it actually really heat instead of just dumping heat into my garage. So we can... no, that's going to make your all's view terrible from the top down, so forget it. Now, I guess the bummer with this is that, yeah, it takes forever to heat up. So that's a concern, right? Your chamber heater is going to take forever to heat up. It looks like we're climbing up toward 3 amps. So that's 360 watts. But we're still, that number's going up really fast. It's not as fast as it was previous, but we're already at 60C, and we've only been running the heater for like 30 to 40 seconds. I'm going to do a couple of claps here. That way, when we're looking at this back in editing, we'll know what I was doing. This does not give me a lot of faith. It's just going to take longer to get to the point where it's at an unsafe temperature. We're drawing about 300 watts. Qidi says 400, so I think they went quite conservative. But I guess I am personally lost as to how you could miss this. How could you miss this? How could this not be found in testing? Tom says they haven't recalled this thing yet. Will it take out a house fire killing someone? I mean, that's... I can't answer those questions for you. I am not a fire inspector. These are not things that I know enough about. What I can tell you is, from my personal feeling, that even this is not enough. I do not believe that this is enough. Spooknik. Oh my God, that's actually a really good point. It wasn't tested very well on 120 volts. Because to get the same wattage at 240 volts, you're at half of the amp draw. So yeah, you know what? You're totally freaking right. I love how we got to the chamber temp well before the chamber got to the chamber temp. Do I hear a cat? No. Thought I heard cat. Frank the Bum said we were sold a 65C chamber heating and now just a spool warming box. Yeah. Spooking says I'm on 230 volt and the SSR board runs perfectly fine. I bet this would run perfectly fine for quite some time, even at the 150C. It's going to melt things, but that's not going to cause it to fail. Not quickly, at least. I am effectively running this at 240 volt on the old firmware. But 240 volt, you're at half of the amperage this is running at now. So we're at 81C and climbing. I'm sorry, but I cannot recommend this printer in its current configuration. Even with the new firmware, I can't do it. I can't. Qidi needs to make a hardware revision to this. And in fact, I'm going to film a quick vertical video so that we can post something up about this. Because, yeah, I'm not okay with this. We're looking at the brand new Qidi PLUS4 with the latest firmware revision, and we're looking at the potential problem there. That common mode choke. The printer is currently heating its chamber at 3 amps, and after only a couple of minutes, that coil is at over 80 degrees Celsius, and it is still climbing. When it was on the old firmware, we were seeing well over 130C on that coil before we shut it off for safety reasons. We are currently live streaming, but by the time this video goes live, we won't be. Qiditech, this needs to be a hardware revision. This is still not safe, in my opinion, for the average home user. I hope that we can fix it because, yeah, we're at 88C and climbing. It's a shame because this printer is really pretty and a much better looking machine than the PLUS3 series. But this, it's inexcusable. That's not bad for a one take. I'll take it. If someone wants to call me, they can call me. But when I'm recording video, it won't ring my phone. If you want to call the shop, you can. It'll ring my cell phone. It's pretty much on a normal basis, too, for whatever that's worth. Don't be a jerk about it, but yeah. If you ever have a question and you want to ask me a quick question, you can call the shop. Silver Bear says, missed the beginning, but good timing for a short recording. We're at 92C and climbing at their fixed firmware. Yeah. Tom says, components melting means components burning. I don't know if that's technically correct. Not okay. Stu865 on the official Discord said everyone should get half their money back, but there needs to be a recall immediately. Everybody should stop using this machine immediately. Immediately. This is not a safe printer at all. And in fact, I'm going to be updating the thumbnail on this because this machine is not safe. You should not use the Qidi PLUS4 in even the new firmware update configuration. You should not use it. You're going to put a little fan in and do the same test next. No, that's not my responsibility. It is not my responsibility to provide hardware level support for companies. It is not my responsibility. It is not your responsibility, and you should demand better of companies. We are at almost 100 degrees Celsius. I'm going to take a picture, and I'm going to email this to Qidi right now. I'm going to move you guys just a little bit so I can get a better photo. There. I'm going to email this to Qidi because I still don't believe this is safe. Here, oh, by the way, here's the latest email they sent me. You know what? I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to read it. They sent me a lot of internal testing data. Sending this during the stream. Even with the latest firmware, the coil still will reach over 100 C. This machine is not safe, and Qidi minimally needs to look at a hardware revision and update, and preferably a full recall. That's what I'm putting. That's a shame. It's really a shame. All right, an email sent. I will always advocate for you. I will always advocate for you, even if that means that I lose a relationship because of it. I will always advocate for the consumer to make sure that the machines that you all get are safe. Period. Thank you to those of you that have brought it to my attention that this could be an issue. Thank you for allowing me the time to actually test this, and we can check it together. We are over 100 degrees Celsius right now. This is in no way, shape, or form safe. If you have a Qidi PLUS4, minimally, do not use its chamber heater for the foreseeable future. There needs to be a hardware revision, or this machine needs to go through a full and total recall. Now, if I had a really good total recall joke, that would have been the perfect time to do it. It is unfortunate because, like, on the outside, man, this machine looks really good. It looks really good. But, yeah, once you, well, remove the back of it, she might be pretty on the outside, but she ain't pretty on the inside. The community designed our own SSR. But see, that's not what you should be doing on an $800 piece of hardware. If this is a $50 Ender 3, that's one thing, right? Like, fine. You kind of know what you got yourself into. But an $800 printer needs to be able to perform with other $800 printers. And if this can't minimally meet, the expectations that Bambu Lab has set with the P1S, then I am sorry, it cannot be recommended. And remember, I'm the guy that everyone says is a Bambu hater. We're at 111C, and we're still... I'm letting this thing go. It can go for hours. I don't care. That is stupid dangerous. Ha! IDK, even a $500 printer shouldn't be a fire hazard. You want to see something funny? Since I see it, I'm going to make this joke. I'm going to make this joke because I have a $50 printer. It's right here. Ugh. This is an old video that we did, but it checks out. You can look it up. We're where I found a $50 3D printer. This is a $50 3D printer, okay? It is an absolute piece of garbage. It is garbage, this printer. It doesn't do this. It doesn't have this problem. It doesn't even have stepper motors for the extruder. It doesn't even have a screen. This is a $50 3D printer. It won't do this. Now, it doesn't have a chamber heater because it doesn't have a chamber, but yeah, you kind of pick up what I'm putting down there, right? Like, even cheap hardware shouldn't do this. And basic testing, like, you know your core audience is in the United States, right? You know your core audience is in the United States. So why are you not testing with 110 volts? Why? Right. I can smell it now. So I can smell that coil. I'm gonna move my thermistor a little bit and see if I can get better contact here. Oh, nope, I'm getting worse contact. I'm getting worse contact. There we go. Stop it. Just do things. You're fine. They have a timeout set for the chamber heater in the event the door is left open. I don't think so. Qidi claims the choke is safe up to 150 C. Well, considering, like, what, 10 minutes? It's at 115? Regardless of what is safe, this doesn't feel safe. By the way, I can get inside of this machine up to 42C with no lid. There is no lid on this machine, and the inside's already at 42C. So, Ducky says, ask him for a datasheet. Ducky, you don't have to. It is the H-2JRMK1.0 SSR MOSFET board. Look it up. I assume there's a datasheet out there for it. Watch closely. It will bubble on the choke. Mine hasn't started to discolor yet. I'm gonna shut the lid. It's gonna suck for the top down, so I might just turn that off. I'm gonna shut the lid and see if it can actually get to temp or not. I don't know if it will. Oh, there's no data sheet. Damn. It's exclusive to that printer. There's no way. There's no way this is exclusive. It's missing so many components from the board. This is definitely a board that's used for other things. It has to be. There's no way that it's not. Okay, we're climbing again. So yeah, putting the lid on did help. Bearded Princess guess it's time to give up. Ashley said they checked. It's 100% exclusive. Interesting. What is the board number again? It is the H-2JRMK1.0. Unfortunately, I don't see that the choke has anything on it, but I can look with a light real quick. No, there is nothing on the choke that says what it could be. It's interesting because, like, the actual SSR, the Hisense SSR, is that Hisense? No. HSELE. Geez, I thought Hisense for some damn reason. That's rated for 5 amps. That's perfectly fine. That's well within its okay thing. But you would think after the debacle of the Q1 Pro, with how that heater was, you know, exposed 110 volts, that maybe they would do something different. But no, they didn't. It's Qidi's own design. So, all right, I'm going to move this away real quick and show you guys the inside. So why are there so many just like empty pads in there? Was that supposed to be other features of this SSR board that weren't used? Or do they use this SSR board in other printers? Like now I'm worried that other machines have this same SSR design. We're at 120C. It will likely get to 130 given enough time. This printer's not safe. That sucks. I already cut the box. I already cut the box up. By the way, it's gone from 42 to 45C since I put the lid on. It really doesn't heat up very much. What are we baking in our easy bake oven? Apparently chokes. We're baking chokes. Which is, I promise, not as weird as it sounds. Guys, 71 likes and 130 people concurrently viewing. Gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. Those are rookie numbers. Need more likes on this stream, please and thank you. Oh, man. Sorry, I'm going to get another photo. $123C. 123C. The coils still have not discolored yet, which is interesting. Just, holy crap. So, and yes, baking FR rated shrouds. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, Luke, they're not FR rated shrouds. And yes, Qidi will probably say that it got hot because I took the tiny, teeny little 40mm fan that actually cools the motherboard and not the board up there out. But that's okay. They can say whatever they want. If you want, I can blow on it a little bit, which I just did. Ooh, it lost a degree C. It's not going to do anything, right? Their own cover doesn't have enough ventilation on it. Mine has extra ventilation because I burned it deliberately. I'm going to make a tweet real quick because, again, I really do think there are certain things that are, safety, and this one is safety. We're going to hit 130C. That's insane. It's absolutely insane. Stop it. Stop complaining. You're fine. I know you're on battery. Yes, Mad Cat, we're still going. I get that my meters are not. Yeah. That sucks, man. That sucks. All right. I'm sending out a tweet right now, so if you guys want to help get it out there, that'd be greatly appreciated. I don't like bashing companies. I like making certain that, yeah, making certain that they do it right. So what are you guys thinking we should do now? Part of me wants to just let it go until it goes up. I will have to go plug in the battery at some point. We're currently sitting at 50% on the Delta 2, which is powering this machine. There you go. It's too dark for solar right now. And my panels are really dirty. They've been doing a lot of construction around here. So, yeah. If you want a chamber heater, you'd be better off moving to Florida instead of buying this printer. I mean, you're not wrong. It's hot. Really hot. Grant, you can see the solder mask. Which components are now missing on the PCB? It's a couple of diodes, some resistors, a capacitor. Looks like maybe a Schottky diode. Some sort of, looks like maybe a DC jack in, potentially. Another resistor and an ED. I don't know what ED1 would be called in an electrical term. Video keeps freezing. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm sorry. That's why we're recording it as well. Hopefully YouTube fixes itself up. But what if the bed was heating too? Wouldn't that increase chamber temp faster, reducing the on time of the chamber heater? Sure. It's totally possible. I'm like not going to debate that. I don't think that's, something that we should even attempt to debate. Yes, it would absolutely help. But it's chamber heater. It's not supposed to need help. By the way, we are only at 49C. We're only at 49C. This thing is this thing will take hours to get to temperature. Yeah. The firmware fix is not a fix. It's just extending how long it takes. Troy J says, I would like to see VM's idea, but it's still not good. Yeah, so traditionally when you go to heat a printer, right, if it's got a chamber heater, the chamber heater heats the printer. You might put the bed on to help it. Yeah. Like, and I get it that 150 should be the safe point, but just like you don't always want to have your computer thermally throttling itself, you don't want your printer running at the upper limit of, like, what it's capable of. Duff said he's concerned that it did not fault the top off. I've never seen any other printers do that. Not consumer grade ones. Bamboo's like the first printer that even knows the door is open. It has a door sensor switch. I don't think Qidi has a door sensor switch, but I can check. I do not see what could be construed as a door sensor switch. Hey, we're at 50C finally. Yeah. I would highly recommend that if you would like to continue running this machine, you should look at adding some sort of cooling to that SSR board if you need the chamber heater. I would argue. Also, I forgot. The top is off, or the back is off, so you can see my hand. Yeah, there's a lot of air leaking right here. forgot about that. Like my hand can get inside the printer. You can see it on the top down. So it's not sealed because the back of it is off. So fun times. My fault. We're at 140C and still climbing, by the way. I recognize that it's not climbing as fast, right? And as Berlin says, and an important thing is that the SR board are not self-limiting like a modern CPU is. Mine has not yet started to turn colors, but we definitely saw a lot of these chokes that had gone like red, which is like real rough discolored copper from being too hot. We will hit 150C here in a matter of just a few minutes. The chamber heater should time out if it's not hitting a target temperature in a reasonable time, Duff says. My assumption is they had to increase that time to damn near infinite because we're only drawing 350 watts from this. Your chamber heater is so small now that you're gonna really... You're going to be playing with convection cooling around you. So, yeah. Clipper control hot ends and bed heaters will time out. I agree it should go in a thermal runaway, but it is definitely something that if you're going to push a new firmware that limits the wattage of your heater, then you can definitely push one that changes how much it you know, all that does. I'm going to just make sure that the none of the okay, some of these stepper drivers are actually a little warm, so give them a little airflow. You know, a little airflow never hurt. We are going to hit 150C in about a half hour, but still, man. This printer is not safe. And that really sucks. You're fine. Quit complaining. You're fine. Your job is to measure temperature. The 40% is just a hack. Yes, it was done for safety reasons, but it's still a hack. Ducky says, what's the stepper driver on those, by the way? It is covered with some heat sinks, so I couldn't tell you. It says it's an X7 V1.0 board, but I know that is of little to no value to any of you guys. So I wish I could tell you, but I cannot. What is interesting is that we have covers over the connectors. So we have covers over the connectors here so that you can't touch the connectors. But on the board itself, those are all exposed terminals. You can touch those. So I don't know. It feels like this SSR board. Maybe it's just got different different screen printing, but yeah. Ain't right. Ain't right. Let me just make... They do get quite warm. Yeah. So all the firmware did is double the time until Chernobyl. Well, no, technically, because if we're going to get really specific, Chernobyl was not because of this. It was due to a failed... I mean, yes, the reactor went critical, but the safety measures failed. This is a controlled environment. I'm being reasonably safe about this. Don't be stupid. Yeah. Yeah. And as Nuno says, you're safe increasing the max power with 240 volt. Just 120 is worrying. No, you're not. So basically they cut the heater in half from 650 watts down to about 300 watts. This still got up to that temperature at double that amperage, which is what it will do without the new firmware, right? Your 240 volt at the old firmware is what you're looking at right now. With the new firmware, it will still increase temp, but at half of this speed. or really probably a quarter of this speed reasonably. Elephant's foot imminent. That's great. Not safe and prints like ass, at least mine does. I'm really pissed with Qidi right now. I've been a loyal customer to them. Bought 7 of their printers. I might be done with them after this BS. All right, so something to... all right, don't get your pitchforks, okay? At what is the temp being measured? We are measuring the common mode choke. That's the thing that's causing these printers to go nuclear. Do not get your pitchforks out. Qidi needs an appropriate amount of time to respond to this. They've tried the software. We just tested it, okay? We've proven that the software is not adequate. Now, we must give them a reasonable amount of time to decide what the next step is. If Qidi decides to not do anything from this point, then we can look at getting consumer protection agencies involved, because this, I can't guarantee this will catch fire. I mean, that's a really stupid thing to say. This certainly has a high probability of causing problems. So, Tom says, but Qidi has to publicly tell people it's not safe. There is no amount of firmware outside of just straight up disabling this thing that is going to fix it. According to what Ducky and others have found with these common mode chokes, they're rated for 150 C max temperature. We are tickling that right now, and it's not going down. Yes, with 240 volt, it is going to be a max of 1.6 amps with the newer firmware. Yes, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to get this hot. It's just going to theoretically take longer. So I emailed Qidi earlier on stream. I told you guys exactly what I sent to them, and I sent them the photo that we took earlier of it at like 125 C. We are at 150 degrees Celsius. This is not safe. Do not, under any circumstances, I honestly, I don't care if you're in the UK, the EU, if you're in a 240 volt country. I cannot tell you that it is safe. I can't. And that means that regardless, we're not even printing with this. Because regardless of how good it could print, it doesn't matter. Because it's not safe. We are now above the highest safe rated temperatures that we could reasonably find. 151 degrees Celsius is in no way, shape, or form safe. You should not run a printer at these temperatures for a standard component with no active cooling. I need to make sure I don't have anything coming up in my calendar. I don't think I do. Yeah, no, I'm blocked until 7:30. Joseph Carver says, can you just put a fan on it and use it as supplemental chamber heaters? You know, you could. You could run a fan duct up through the poop chute in it and use it as a supplemental chamber heater. Please don't do that. That's a joke, very clearly. And certainly, it would behoove us to have some sort of cooling on this. But that still doesn't solve the problem. This thing's dumping a ton of heat. You know what? I'm curious. I assume it's DC on the output, but if it's AC, we can measure it. I assume it's DC, but let's find out. Oh, no, it's AC. It's an AC heater. 3.5 amps. Yeah, so it's just passing the AC current all the way through it. We're probably dropping at least 50 or 60 watts worth of heat. No, maybe 20 or 30 now. It doesn't take much to heat up something that small a lot. So, and yeah, you can't touch this with covers on. There's multiple covers in the way. I have removed that so we could measure it. This is not a use case where the average person could get injured from touching something that is getting too hot. This is a use case to validate whether or not this updated firmware is actually safe. And ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube jury, I am here to tell you that it is not. It is not safe. So, if you have a Qidi PLUS4, minimally turn off its chamber heater. If you feel comfortable, disconnect it. I would like to see them disconnected so they can't be accidentally turned on. Do not connect Qidi printers to the cloud right now. There is a very serious cloud vulnerability for these machines that could have a new firmware loaded onto this machine. I'm sorry that this had to be like this. I didn't want this stream to be like this. Aussie Phil said the 40% hack, that 400 watt heater becomes 160 watt effective rating. It's not, though. It's currently drawing 3.5 amps, give or take. So that's like close to 400 watts. So no, it's not. It was running close to 600 watts before. This did seem like a promising machine. I agree with you. I was excited. I reached out to Qidi, not the other way around. I asked for this machine because I'm like, this is cool. This could be an option for those that don't want to go Team Green. But it ain't safe. It ain't safe. I am very curious when this is going to start causing, like, actual discoloration issues. I am already on the 40% firmware. This is the new firmware. If you scrub back in the stream, we actually tested the old firmware. It got up to 130C in like 30 seconds. Like it shot up like a son of a gun. This is closer to a half hour for sure. Not debating that. But it's still not safe. I'm going to move the webcam out of the way. Oh, jeez. Hey, whoa. That was the wrong one to move. I'm going to move the webcam out of the way real quick. I'm going to film another quick video on my phone. We'll give away a couple more spools of filament. And I think we're going to call it a wrap because I am not certain this is safe. Update, only a few minutes later, we are at 158 degrees Celsius on that common mode choke. Still drawing about 3.5 amps on average from 110. That is also drawing about 3.4 amps, and we're losing a fair bit of heat to that copper choke that is causing the heating issues that people are seeing. This is on the updated firmware that should solve the issue because it is only drawing about 360, 370 watts versus the over 600 that it drew without it. But this is not a safe number. Sorry. This is a qiditech +4. I wish this wasn't a problem, but it is. Okay, gonna get a couple of photos. And again, it's not the fanciest setup, but people do need to see this. Guys, please feel free to clip it. I've taken some, videos on my phone. I'll be putting them out on Twitter here in a bit. Feel free to clip the stream. Just tag me when you do it, please, because don't do that to creators. Yeah, it's a bigger person. It's a big paperweight. Yeah, I will not be printing with this. This machine is not safe in its current configuration. Can I fix it? Yeah, I can fix it. I can Bob the Builder this. I can fix it. But I shouldn't have to. At an $800 price point. Now, I didn't buy it. Qidi sent it to us. I don't think Qidi's going to be sending me anything anytime soon. I'm sorry, Qidi, but this isn't my fault. This is your fault. Don't blame me for this. I've installed your firmware, and I compared the two. But at this time, I do not feel comfortable running this machine. And, yeah. By the way, 160C. Oh, Aussie Phil said, or no, who said it? Frank the Bum said, just for fun, what's the serial on it? Barcode beside the outlet plug, minus 517 1133, so 1133. So there you go. Major Tech says, sounds like they should be sending a new control board. I think Qidi should be recalling these machines. Can I share the CFG on Discord later? I don't know if I can get that from this machine. I am not going to be putting this online. So, Duff, we can talk about it. If there's a way that you know how to get it off the machine without Ethernet plugging into it, by all means, I am happy to. And I will share the config file and all of that with you and anybody on the Discord. I don't care. Yeah, I would like to see Qidi immediately stop selling these machines. Look at, you know, they have to recall them because this is mains voltage. You are not certified likely to work on this. So don't do that. And for those that missed it, when Qiditech said that this was fire retardant, let me show you something. Qiditech said that their cover was fire retardant. There's a little tiny fire on there now. And if it was fire retardant, would it be spreading like that? You see how it's getting bigger? Would that happen? No. Because if it was fire retardant, it would look like this. Where when you set it on fire, it instantly extinguishes. So no. It's not fire retardant. It's not safe. I'm sorry. This is actual fire retardant ABS. Like, for those that weren't here earlier, I pulled it from a spool of Atomic FR ABS. That is UL94V0. That is actually real rated fire material. Like, this is $60 a kilo filament. I have filament that costs way more than that just got into the shop, and I'm very excited. Yeah, it's not fire resistant or anything like that. Is there an SD card on the MCU? Great question. Let's take a look. There is an SD card port, but there's nothing in it. So, that is a negative, Ghost Rider. Also, their freaking beeper seal isn't removed. That's kind of funny. Oh, my coils are starting to discolor a little bit. They're getting a little darker. In the EU, it's not allowed for private persons to repair AC circuits. Yep, I agree. I mean, I know it's not. In the States, you can kind of get away with it, but you shouldn't. You shouldn't, because it's not your job to do their job. Straight up. It does have a USB-C port. Yeah, there is a USB-C port inside of the printer. We can access it. Yeah, to be clear, I am not a certified electrician. I am a certified content creator, and that makes me a professional. I'm a certified regular person. I have 2 business degrees. I've built Tesla coils. I have high voltage things in here that will obliterate people if you touch them the wrong way. I am... Oh, stop it. You're fine. Quit complaining. I am well aware of the dangers of electricity. I've zapped myself plenty of times with 110 volts, 240 volt. Well, one day I'll have to show it on the channel, but I have it's a 4-foot secondary, fully analog Tesla coil with a rotary spark gap, an asynchronous rotary spark gap, so I can actually control with a variac the RPM of the spark gap. I forget what capacitors I'm using, but they're very, very, like, special, custom, high voltage caps. Yeah, you can turn it off. It's fine. But, yeah, and it uses a pair of microwave oven transformers for power, so that's 8,000 volts between the two, with a third with the primary short, or the secondary shorted to be a choke, to limit only 300 milliamps on the AC side. So it'll do a couple of feet. It's a fun little coil. We might do some fun stuff with 3D printing. It uses an angle grinder, a Harbor Freight angle grinder, as an asynchronous rotary spark gap. So, yeah. Sparlex says, and you wonder why insurance companies don't like 3D printers. This is exactly why they don't. And it takes people like us and Adam from Vector 3D and others who are willing to potentially sacrifice relationships with companies to look at getting the truth. So if this is the last qiditech printer on the channel, I think it'll be kind of obvious as to why. I am hoping that we can have a polite, kind, and forthcoming discourse with qiditech. I have made my recommendations to them via email. I am expecting to hear back from them in about 2.5 to 3 hours. Because when they see that, they're going to get back to me. I promise you. And I'm hoping that we can work on a resolution. This is not the final nail in the coffin for this. The final nail will be if they have a bad reaction to all this and say that, oh, it's my fault, it's this, it's that, where they blame the user looking at a certain green company that for some reason continues to get passes on safety and security problems. But if qiditech refuses to do a hardware fix that involves getting all of these printers back, then quite frankly, if it does ruin my relationship with them, it's on them, it's not on me. I've given them the opportunity. I want to see this work, but we have to work together on it. So, some says print within and watch separate driver temps. It does have a little tiny cooling fan, a little 40 millimeter, but that only blows on the motherboard. It does not blow on the secondary board. So you can see here. Let me move you guys over to the webcam real quick so you can see that a little bit better here. So when this is on, it goes right about there. Okay, and it just blows air onto that motherboard. You might say, but Grant, that's going to also blow air over to that. It would if you didn't have this covering it. That would keep air only from coming in through the front. So, no, it won't. It won't do anything. So, it's unfortunate, but it kind of is what it is. So, we're looking at almost 170 degrees Celsius. And honestly, I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. The machine is at 58C, so it actually might start to calm itself down. It's interesting. We're starting to pull more amperage. We're at like upwards of 3.75 amps, which is over 400 watts. So yeah. It should have gone into thermal runaway at this point. And the fact that it hasn't is a little bit upsetting. And while, yes, the Strawler man, we could fix it. I could fix this in a couple of hours. I could have this recatted, print it in FRABS, put a fan on it, and get a 110 volt AC fan or 24 volt and run it off the motherboard or something like that. It ain't my friggin' job. And it ain't your job either. So, Grant, you're measuring the machine total current draw, not the heater current draw. No, I'm measuring the wire that goes to the heater, to that heater board. I'll measure it from up here if you want. Does that do better for you? Still running close to it. Here, let me turn the light on that. It's not helping. Dang it. Hold on. Still running close to like, yeah, 3.7 amps. And that's running on the output from the thing to the heater. So like literally pretty much everything this machine is drawing is going to the heater. So, yeah. Someone on Discord pulled the plug at 180. It'll keep going. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stop the test here. I'm not going to let it go any further. It is getting into the realm of incredibly unsafe. So we are going to stop the test officially. It is at 58 degrees Celsius. We have stopped the test, and you can see that its amp draw has now dropped considerably. And if you guys are curious, we can literally sit here and watch. It is cooling down relatively fast, though. Credit where that's due. Copper obviously is good at dissipating heat, but it sat well above its comfortability and danger zone for way too long. Way too long. So I'm going to stop recording. Okay. Oh, I got to remux the recording. Oops. Waiting for that to finish. Waiting for that to finish. Tom says, no, you'll be fine with a fire extinguisher. Yeah. Could cook a steak on it, man. 24-hour lifetime for it melting down, please. No. The chamber heater was the big deal. Literally, that's why people would buy this machine. You would buy this machine because it has a chamber heater. Like, that's why you would get this over, like, a bamboo, right? Because you want to run high-temp materials that require a chamber heater. So, Tom says advanced high-efficiency chamber heater. Yeah, so hot it could catch fire. Oh, it does have a filament cutter, though, which is really nice because now I don't have to unload the filament. I can just wind the coil back up. I can just cut it myself. It's nice to see. I mean, Qidi certainly made some good upgrades from the +3 to the +4. But unfortunately, in my opinion, none of it is forgivable. If we look at the totality of this machine, if one thing on it is not safe, the entire machine itself is not safe. You know, they've done things like 9mm belts. They've got really big bearings and big smooth rods, independent Z-axes. There's a camera built into it. They've got an interesting, weird nozzle wiping thingamadoohickey. Like, they've done a lot good. But because there's one really, really, really bad thing, nothing else matters. So, enjoy the rest of your day. Let's give away a couple of rolls of filament. Make sure to get entered. Make sure to get entered. Gonna give away another roll or two. I'll give you until 6:50. Feel free to ask me anything. You guys got a couple of minutes while we wait for people to get some filament. Feel free to ask me anything for the next few minutes. And once we hit 6:50 my time, it's in less than 60 seconds, we will go to do it. We're still at over 100 Celsius, by the way. It's just insane. Thompson, thank you for doing this. They just sent a new SSR that was exactly the same as the first one and turned the firmware down. So far, it doesn't heat up. They don't listen to individuals. Needed a platform. Steve Rooney says, do you know a good heater for chambers? Apparently, it's the common mode choke in the back of a Qidi +4. I can't recommend. So, here's the pain point of being a content creator. I can certainly tell you how to do it. I don't believe the average person will do it in a safe manner, and therefore I can't recommend that you add an external chamber or an internal chamber heater for your printer unless it is one that you can buy off the shelf. So how many printers do you all run at that farm on the daily? At any point in time, we have somewhere between like 25 and 40 machines running. It really depends. Some days, like the week and a half after the storm, we had no work. We were just like catching up on work that we've had since before the storm. But the storm, really caused a disruption in the area. But we don't rely solely on the print farm, right? We do high-end 3D scanning. I have over $250,000 of high-end 3D scanners. Like, that's part of what we do. Where I travel all around and scan things for the hell of it. And get paid because I can. But yeah, it kind of depends. Today we had only a few, but we have a big line for the Prusa XL right now. So that's the big one. Canuck Creators here. Hey! Nero says, fun fish fact. Your 3D printer already has a chamber heater. It's called the bed. Just add a fan and move the air around. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Is there some sort of air outlet on the back panel? Yeah, there is. There is. All right. It is time to give away some filament. You guys had ample time. I am going to shut off the responses. I'm going to grab all the names. Yeah, TLDR, Nero. Hope you didn't get one of these things, because, broski, they are a spicy meatball, these machines. I'm a little bit concerned, honestly, with how Qidi is going to respond. So I hope they do something right. We will see. But we've proven that, I mean, dude, we're still at 76C. But yeah, dude, a fan on your heat bed is more than enough, generally speaking. All right, let's see if this person did the math right. They did. DS. If you are in here, you win a spool of Jesse PLA or Jesse PETG. Congratulations. And let's do one more before we wrap this bad girl up in a bow. Let me make sure. I think this person has won already. No. Huh. Wait, Tony, you haven't won? You haven't won this yet? Not this month. All right. Tony D. Is that the same Tony D that's from my server? It might be. If so, you win a roll of Jesse Elixir if you want it. So if not, PLA, PETG, but you can get Elixir if you want it. So that's it, guys. I don't know what to say. It is the same Tony. Okay, sweet. I think that means the wife gets it. So yeah, last stream of the month too. We got some cool streams coming up though. I got a Matter Inform 3 in, so we're gonna take a look at that. Yeah, if you guys did win, please reach out to me via Discord or Twitter. If you don't have either of those, you can email me. Use the contact form on the website or the email on the YouTube channel. I don't really care. And we'll get you out that filament. So, yeah. My official stance on this is if you have a +4 and you are seeing this before they make a revision, it is currently October 30th of 2024. If you have a qiditech +4 and they have not yet made a hardware revision, not software, because software clearly isn't working. If they have not made a hardware revision to these machines, under no circumstances should you be using the chamber heater on this machine. And quite frankly, I don't feel comfortable even recommending to use the machine without the chamber heater. I will not be using mine without it. It is one of the core selling features of this machine and is the reason that a lot of people would buy this machine over a Bamboo competitor or AD5M, right? So this kind of stuff upsets the heck out of me. But it is what it is. We have given Qidi is now aware of the problem. We will see what they choose to do. I will update you in Printfix Friday pretty much every week until we either get a resolution or we've just outright decided that no resolution is going to happen. Mike Sterling says, hey, Grant, fellow Florida man here. I'm hoping the +4 is good enough to force Bamboo to compete for that part of the market, though. It may seem Bamboo is going to be a bit higher priced than Qidi. Thoughts? No. Watch the stream. I've said enough in this stream. I'm not going to continue to iterate, to say the same thing over and over again. TLDR, if they don't fix it, don't buy it. Sorry, Qidi. This one's not on me. This one's on you. I want to help you fix it. I've reached out to you. I will get you in contact with all the right real engineers that you would need to fix this problem. But the ball is in your court. I hope you guys choose the right method. And I hope those that are watching choose to leave a like, get subscribed. We do these kind of things where we take a look and we hold companies accountable, regardless if it impacts my ability to work with that company in the future. Oh well, it's going to be what it's going to be. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Almost 4 hours streaming. And yes, Richard L. says dangerous part is a lot of other channels have been praising it and recommending it. I agree. That's a problem. So feel free to go back in this video, clip it, tag me in it, and by all means, bring it to the attention of the other creators. I think it's an important thing to see. That is all I have for you all today. Stay safe out there. Don't run your Qidi +4 at the moment. Don't forget to call your loved ones. And as always, keep making awesome. Have a good one.